Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 93. Joining me today, as always, Daniel Navaroli.
Hello and welcome. Why are you clapping for me?
Also joining us, Steven Sims.
I'm back, bitches.
Are you gone?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you were gone last week.
Yeah, it was just us two last week.
Also joining us, special guest, returning guest, Chris Davis.
Hello. Thanks for having me again.
I think you're.
Thanks for coming on, Chris.
Pleasure.
Oh, reliable Chris, I'll tell you. Had you on multiple times now. You're just ready to go.
3 times.
Got that new snowball mic now, sounding great.
Better than the efforts I was using before.
Guys.
remember when we did that reactions for Elden Ring with Tucker? And I was like, oh, Tucker sounds a bit rough. And then we figured out after that he was talking through his headset or something, or his laptop or something.
I think it was through the webcam. Yeah.
And we know that low-key Tucker was absolutely furious. With me as well.
No, it wasn't that angry.
He was so...
Go ahead, Connor. Go ahead. I know what you were going to do.
These 10-year-olds, they can't figure it out. I was going to whip out my energy drink for this week.
Oh, shit.
This week
it's a Rockstar?
You got something, huh, Sims? Yeah.
No, I
we're back to the Rockstar Halo editions. We only did one thus far. So I think there's 5 of them, Yeah, 5 of them. This will be our second entry, and this one is the sugar-free version.
Ooh.
I know, no sugar, no fun.
Cool can, probably going to taste bad.
But 240, whatever the fuck, of caffeine. So,
What is the thing? Is it milligrams?
Got some fun in there. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Measuring units. I don't know. I don't want to confuse our UK audience.
We do things.
I was a bit scared when you said you were going to whip it out. I was like, you're going to get thrown off YouTube very shortly.
You don't know what kind of podcast you signed up for, Chris.
I think he's been here.
Genuinely excited about him whipping it out.
You learn something new every day.
How's that sugar-free taste?
Awful.
Yeah.
No sugar, no fun. No, this one.
Not no fun. It just doesn't taste good. It's an energy drink.
3.87.
Wow.
What was the flavor?
Lowest on the scale thus far. Huh?
What was the flavor? I don't think you said the flavor.
I think it's just regular Rockstar or whatever that would be. Silver Ice. There you go.
Wow.
Grapefruit flavor.
Grapefruit.
Oh, so you're getting probably like a double bad because I don't want grapefruit and
grapefruit without sugar.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work. No.
The taste of overworked workers and underwhelming remasters.
Yes, the taste of blood, sweat, and tears in a can.
Oof.
That's Rockstar.
That was harsh. That was a harsh one, Chris.
Wow. Chris went there. Real bad.
Yeah.
Guys,
Wow.
been another busy week in the world of video games.
Yeah, it's like we're getting into the end of the year. We can stop with all this news. You know what I mean?
Something every fucking week now, let me tell you.
Jesus.
This time next month, we're all going to be moaning there's nothing to talk about.
No way. It wasn't this way last year.
It was
dead. I guess Game Awards will be like this time next month.
Yeah.
So
no, we'll
maybe
be
not
over
exactly then.
Over it by then. 18th.
What's today? The 8th? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Anyways.
I'm always right. Always right.
No.
I don't know about that. We had the big Xbox event this week. What'd they call it, Daniel?
It was like the
20th anniversary, whatever. Yeah. Event. Anyways, they did a big presentation, some fun stuff. What do you guys think of that overall? Before we get into the minor details. Go ahead, Sims. You got an Xbox shirt on.
I thought this was by far one of the greatest things we've seen this year. Like for nostalgia, for presentation, for just half an hour of like me reminiscing of being on that 360, and the way they put it all together, the highlights. It was like watching someone like a wrestling show. Like they were just like, here's half an hour. Here's like, oh, this is what happened back then when they did the whole the Phil Spencer like backwards compatibility, and then it was just great from start to finish. Like I was highly entertained. I come to it late, so I got to it about an hour late. So obviously I think my daughter was on a computer and she had the Xbox app and it's just plastered Halo Infinite out now, and I was like, obviously. But when I watched it, I was almost like emotional watching it, and it just reminded me that like I'm an Xbox fan. Like fair enough, I play PlayStation more nowadays, but I'm an Xbox fan, and they care so much, and like you would never get anything like this from Nintendo or PlayStation, and like this is how you do any kind of anniversary worthwhile, regardless of like. Look at the Zelda that we got, nothing. We look at the Mario on. We didn't really get. It didn't get the love it deserved. But this was like Xbox. We're 20 years old. Halo's 20 years old. This is our baby. And so massive risk. Obviously, there was a few interviews lined up, but before it, I listened to Xcast. Talk to the guys that with behind the original Xbox. They were like, just people thought they were absolute dickheads for trying to even think about doing this. And just 20 years now, we've got a nice Series X here. The Xbox, the Halo got dropped on the day. I mean, it was. I know it sounds corny and cheesy to say. It was just beautiful, like a beautiful half an hour, and then they just ended it with that fucking orchestra of Halo. And I'm not a Halo fan, but I was just buzzing. And then when they got the didgeridoo, the orchestra's like the conductor's like, ha, ha, and I was like, this is fucking sick. Now it's like, what? I was like, this is sick. Look at him, and then rewind it, and I was like, do it again, Anyway. Brilliant, absolutely phenomenal. The best presentation I've seen this year, like from PlayStation Showcase, E3, everything. Like I thought it was perfect. Perfect. You can tweet. It was just like into it, wasn't it? The conductor was like, "You lot, right now." I was like, "Fucking oh, mate, it was sick." I'm getting chills. I'm sweating. I'm having a good time. I'm back. Caffeine.
Daniel, what do you think of the whole thing?
I mean, I don't think it was the best event this year. Like, I think Xbox and Nintendo's E3 conference are probably the two best this year. But I thought it was a very good event. I was trying to tell Sims, I know he's really positive on it now. I was trying to tell him this is not an event, a showcase. They're not trying to do any of that. This is to celebrate their history, celebrate Halo. And it's nice that they had a few announcements there. I would have been fine with none of the announcements. I didn't need any of it. I just needed, exactly what they gave me, which was that orchestra. It hit me very hard. Like, I have a huge history with Halo, and I probably wouldn't be here, talking to you guys without Halo. I really liked it a lot.
Chris, did you catch it?
I did. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, very, very enjoyable trip down nostalgia lane. The Halo music, low-key, is one of the things that doesn't get shouted out about enough, I think. The Halo music is iconic. It's really good. When you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, this is really, really good. And it's so different to other games' music. But I thought it was a great event. The reason Sims thinks it was a wrestling event was because it had The Rock. So I was like, You're not going far wrong, really, by having The Rock. And it was nice to see some more backwards compatible games announced and the boosts and everything that's for the ones already there. It was good. It was nice to go back. I think I said in our chat, though, in the UK, technically we should still wait till March to celebrate this, really, because we didn't get it day one. We had to wait while you guys.
Xbox didn't come out till March over there. Really?
No, not in Europe.
Yeah, that era was the era of staggered releases.
Absolute bullshit.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Mm.
But I mean, if that happened nowadays, like, there'd be ways to do it. Do you know what
it'd be a couple of days now. It's usually sometimes slightly, like a week maybe.
Yeah, well, we had that recently with some of the others, where it's been like a week. PlayStation 5, we didn't get it when you got it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was like a week or so.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Connor.
Just hope so. It was only a year ago.
Honestly, mate, that was 5 years ago to me. Connor, what did you think of the event?
I kind of just skimmed through it. Sure. I liked it. I mean, it was cool. It was a cool little celebration event. I wouldn't really compare it to the other events of this year. It's a completely different thing. This was, like Daniel was saying, this was just like a celebration of Xbox. There wasn't really. This wasn't like hey, we're coming out and announcing a bunch of shit event.
And I didn't expect that. I mean, obviously, the rumblings of from Friday onwards of like the Infinite being like dropped, it made sense. It made perfect sense to me. It wasn't like I didn't believe the rumors, but I was like, you know what, I said this back in E3. I was like, it wouldn't surprise me if they just dropped it because they can do that. And like, I mean, technically, I was right, but 4 or 5 months later, like. Why not? Like, and going back to when obviously it was a shame that it got spoiled in a way because like the way they did it of like they did the orchestra and then the team's there and they're talking about it and the main guy, what's his name? You guys all know his name. The one with he had a mohawk or something.
Which are you talking about?
The developer at 343?
Yeah, the developer.
Yeah.
I did not know
like
Sean or something.
But anyway, like him announcing it, like with tears in his eyes of like all that blood, sweat, and tears of like the last year alone of like all them people just doubted, me included. I would have put money on Halo not coming out this year. Money. I would have put.
I kept telling you all year it was going to.
Yeah, but like I was like so doubtful, like the way they dropped it on E3 of like no release date, and I was like, fuck, what's going on here? But like, after this, I was completely like proud. I was proud, like in a stupid like, consumer way of like, I'm really proud of these guys and this team. And this guy was so happy and so emotional. And as soon as he said that it's out now, you could see the weight of the world lifted off his shoulders. And it was just like, nice to see, because like we all have jobs, we all have pressures. And that's all that this is a passion project, obviously. But at the end of the day, it's a job. And he has a boss and who's on his arse. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was nice. It wasn't, I'm not trying to compare it as in like announcements. I didn't expect any announcements. I expected a Game Pass announcement, but that was it. But if the rumours hadn't have started circulating on Friday, I would have never have said, oh yeah, they're going to announce a Halo or something. I knew what it was. I just think they handled it really well compared to the others, like the Zelda's anniversary and the Mario's anniversary. And I mean, PlayStation did a bit of a to-do. They had a few, limited edition consoles here and there and stuff, and a few themes. But they never did this half an hour of like, look at our memories, look at our intros, like the way the stream started, the original complete like utter mess of a starting intro was awful. But like, and then having the original guy.
Critique it a little bit. It was a little too Halo focused. Xbox is more than just Halo, there wasn't enough like attention on Gears or Fable and stuff like that. Forza as well is a big part of Xbox. It felt, especially towards that later half of the conference, it was all Halo. When we got the TV show and then the game itself, it was just a little too Halo.
But it's their birthday as well, though, isn't it? There's a split.
It's also the day Halo launched as well. But I mean, that's debatable. I mean, Halo. I don't think the Xbox would be Xbox without Halo. So
no, it wouldn't. But it's more than Halo.
Now it is, but they're celebrating the history.
Well, that
it wouldn't have a history.
Yeah, the launch games were pretty pants, in fairness, by the time
it was like Fusion Frenzy and Halo. That was pretty much the big ones.
Amped was the next best thing, really, and you had an Abe's Odyssey type one of those ones.
Oh, Munch's Odyssey.
Yeah, Munch's Odyssey, and it was fair. It was all about Halo.
Some people like that game.
Yeah.
So it was just about Halo, really.
All right. You want to say something, Sam?
No, I've said enough, but I just really enjoyed it. Like, I just thought it was perfect. Like just to celebrate. Like, and that's just coming from someone that cares. Like, just care about what we do.
That was really good.
Yeah, and the fact that there's been zero. I want to say zero issues, but like the fact that it just works flawlessly. Like, Daniel, how long was it until you were playing Halo?
I mean, I had to do an update that I had to wait, so I couldn't do it. I couldn't play even like one game immediately.
No,
but,
but like,
I mean, it was within hours.
And was that an issue to get on it?
I've had zero
issues. I was on it 4 or 5 hours later. Zero issues.
I know somebody I've been playing this beta with has had issues, and he is playing on PC though, so I don't know if it's like a Halo on PC issue. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, one of my friends who's been playing on PC has also had some issues, but I've had none. I've played probably like 4 or 5 hours of the game in all.
I played both PC and console, and other than the sound issue that was completely my fault. Perfect. It ran all out. Buzzing.
What's happening to your friend on PC, Daniel? Because mine's just getting kicked out of games randomly, which is weird.
He kind of got I think it's the same thing. He's been getting like stuck in the map and then just kind of kicked out.
Yeah, it'll like freeze on him and then it'll just like, randomly get kicked out, and it's happened like.
But what's weird is I was able to talk to him still, like he was in game still.
That's weird.
Yeah, like his model was still there. He was in the game, but he just wasn't in the game.
How badass of a move was it though to just drop the multiplayer right then?
Incredible.
I think that was the coolest thing of the conference. I mean, that was such a
it's so great for the team because like they have been kicked and dragged and just unrightfully probably criticized. I think at least too much. this entire time, and they've definitely put their head down and proven that they could make a game and make it run well. That's kind of a knock to DICE, because DICE is not having a good time. Sadly, I like DICE. I think they're a very good developer, but it's people were really high on 2049 when it was coming out, and then now it's just like complete turn. Halo's just been drugged through the mud, and then now everyone's really happy, or they have been happy for the flights as well. But it's really good for the team.
It's very impressive, isn't it? It runs really well. It looks beautiful. It's classic Halo, but ramped up. So
yeah. Need to get rid of the sprint in the slide, but hey, I'll take it.
Add in wall running on top of that, and then we're set.
Just go play Titanfall. What are you talking about?
Yes, please. I'll
go play Titanfall. Fine. The multiplayer dropping was obviously the biggest thing. That was really cool. I wonder how long it's been done for, the multiplayer, just in all. Like, they've just been sitting on it for like ever since.
When was the last flight? That last flight was it like a month ago or something?
Yeah,
about a month.
So they probably it's probably been done for a couple weeks.
They said that the flight was like a really old build.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
We talked about that. Yeah,
I think they were just stress testing it, just stress. They were to try to put and then I think once they stressed it out as much as they wanted to, they knew what they were going to do. I think Connor said, "Didn't you say Mr. Matty plays as known for a while?"
Yeah, he heard. I was listening to his live stream before the event even started, and he said he's known for the last like month that this game was going to drop on this day, or the multiplayer was going to drop on that day.
I mean, maybe
so clearly people have known.
Maybe this was the original idea, ages ago. Let's just do this for the birthday.
I think originally the whole game was going to release this week, but the campaign,
they wanted to give more time.
So yeah, they gave them as much time as possible until the first week of December. Any worries the campaign gets delayed from you guys?
No, not anymore.
No.
They showed a lot.
I feel like the window is completely open for them now. Like, you guys could if you wanted. The multiplayer's out and people love it. If the campaign's not ready, feel free to delay it.
IGN just had a bunch of coverage. I think that campaign's fine.
I wouldn't be shocked if people were playing it already. If people had it.
Or maybe within the next, maybe a week. I don't know, maybe a week and a half. With the next week and a half, probably.
I wouldn't either. I would just hope if it is having problems, like currently right now, if there's problems still going on, delay it, because you don't need to.
I mean,
I'm sure they will, but they probably wouldn't have put out a date, especially with what happened last year.
It was on a Wednesday. What the fuck?
It's an odd day.
Gaming's just... You can release a game whenever you want now. It doesn't even matter. Games come out every day.
If it needs delaying because there's faults, it's better to delay it and get it fixed. It's better that it comes out well. But no, I'm not expecting them to delay it, and I really hope that it does release, because I'm more of a campaign guy than I am the multiplayer, so I'm really itching to jump in and do it. As for letting people play it early, they don't need to play it that early, to be honest, for a Halo game. It's not going to take them that long to complete it, surely. If they're any good, they can drop it with them a bit closer to the date.
All right, let's get into some of the other stuff that happened here. Over 70 backwards compatible games are coming to Xbox, including the entire Max Payne and Fear franchises.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that stuck out to you guys?
50 Cent Blood in the Sand. I want to play that game.
Time Splitters 2 and 3.
Put those on there now. That's cool.
A game that I'll talk about maybe a little bit towards the end is Binary Domain. Is on there as well, which I knew about this game, and then I watched Funhouse play this game because it had like voice commands, and they were playing with a lot of the voice commands. This game is developed by RGG Studios, which is the Yakuza series developer. Did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's. I knew it was published by Sega, but I did not know it was RGG.
All right, Sims. Anything stick out to you? Anything you wanted, Sims? I know you're a big backwards compatible fan.
Not really. I've never really used it. I'm just looking for the list now. I mean,
really? I just downloaded Knights of the Republic again.
Oh, I mean, that's been there.
That's been there. Download Morrowind. I know all these have been there, but I just got my Xbox.
I think they also talked about I think is like 20 games that are, or 20 something games that are getting the FPS boost as well.
Yeah.
Like included in this.
Yeah. It's Fable and the some of the more the bigger games.
Gears.
Yeah.
The entire Gears franchise runs at 60 frames now, which is cool.
Yeah.
I gotta check out Gears 2 at some point with that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That just sounds wild. Yeah.
I do want to play Max Payne 1 and 2 and The Fear. Like all 5 of those games, I would like to play.
Yeah, I've never played Max Payne 1 or 2. I played 3 though.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the exact same.
Yeah, I figured a lot of people probably were.
Yeah.
The original Max Payne was really good and really stood out at the time.
Interesting.
Really good fun.
Yeah. I gotta check that out.
I like bullet time, so I just want to run around doing the bullet time the whole time.
A couple of Star Wars games as well.
Jedi Academy,
Jedi Academy, and the Episode 3 game for the Xbox, which was actually really good.
Yeah, the Episode 3 game was actually great. I remember that game. There's a alternate ending to that game.
Yeah.
That's like alternate from the movie. You remember this? It's a badass alternate ending.
What is it? Just tell me real quick.
Okay, spoilers for the game.
Yeah, spoilers.
Anakin kills Obi-Wan, and then it's like on whatever the fuck the lava planet is at the end. He kills Obi-Wan. Yeah, and then the Emperor comes, and then he kills the Emperor as well, and he's just like, "Now I rule the galaxy."
Yeah, no original movies gone. Oh wow,
it's awesome.
I've got to just jump in on Star Wars games because it just comes to me. Remember Lego Star Wars. I remember playing that with my mate when it came out, and we were playing it 2-player, and it was Episode 2. So it was Count Dooku. And they got the Emperor, or Palpatine. He wasn't the Emperor at that point, but he's been captured by Dooku, and you're playing as Anakin and Obi-Wan. And without talking, the two of us, as soon as the game allowed us to do it, ran to the back of the room, headed towards Palpatine, and lobbed his head off.
They let you do that?
I love that the developers left that in. It was just like, that is brilliant.
They thought ahead. They knew.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It's really good.
All right, continuing on with the event, we got our first teaser for the Halo live-action TV show. The show is scheduled to premiere sometime in 2022 on Paramount Plus,
with
which nobody owns.
Pornstache is the actor from Orange Is the New Black. Pornstache, that's his name in Orange Is the New Black.
I've never seen it.
I watched the first couple of episodes.
He shows
He's
up
playing Master Chief.
Yeah, if you go look
at
that
guy named Pornstache.
But that was his like nickname in the show. He went by Pornstache. Yeah, he's playing Chief. He was in something else, but I can't remember what he was in. But he definitely didn't have like a Chief look to me. But like that doesn't mean he can't do a good job. I mean, he's gonna have the helmet.
He's gonna have a helmet on the whole time. Anyway,
well, I mean, in the trailer, he's putting the helmet on in the trailer. So I hope that they're not showing his dumb face the whole time. I hope not.
They might.
Hopefully, it's sort of a Mandalorian type setup whereby we might get to see it at some point, but it's not the whole show.
Nah, I mean, the whole time,
they're definitely doing game stuff. Like Jen Taylor is Cortana, right? Like she's just in that show, which is awesome. Like I never would have thought they would have just had Jen Taylor be Cortana. I mean, she needs to be, but it's great.
I can't believe this is a real thing. Like, it's how long has a live action Halo thing been rumored?
Well, this one in particular has been a while as well. This like exactly.
So is Steven Spielberg producing this? Is that rolling into it? So that's just gone. That's
his
just
thing
canceled.
has been done. Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously the Neil Blomkamp thing has been done for forever. There's footage of that from forever ago, which looked awesome, but they never got around to actually making that.
They completely dropped the ball with that.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if they just go with the Halo 1 story. I think that's probably their best bet. That'll be interesting to see. Going to rely a lot on Cortana there for story and character building. But yeah, we'll have to see. Need like a full trailer to really get a good grasp on what this is going to look like.
What are the visuals? Because this game needs a big budget. Like you need a budget for a Halo series, and are they going to give them that? Is the question I have.
Are they going to give us the Doom movie moment of here's a bit of a first-person fight?
Why did you say
that'd be badass? We should have done that more.
Why did you?
First person can be good in movies.
Yeah.
You ever seen Shoot 'Em Up? Or no, is it Shoot? No, it's not Shoot 'Em Up. Damn it! What's the movie where it's entirely first person?
Yes.
Oh, Hardcore Henry. That's a great.
Is that it? Yeah, it is a great movie. Yeah. That movie, it can be done right. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean. What would I don't even know really what I would want for a show like this. I'm
playing Sergeant Johnson.
I don't know if I think they've casted a few people, but
y'all need to cast that one. Arbiter.
You talk
elites.
You talk about like slow mo. You talk about slow mo stuff. That brought me to a different way, which was Dredd and Carl Urban. I think Carl Urban should be Master Chief. You know what I mean? I'll take Carl Urban Master Chief.
That'd be good.
I want The Rock as Master Chief. That would have been the move.
I want The Rock as Cortana.
Ooh, that's hot. Sims, you excited for this at all?
No.
No. Sure.
I don't have Paramount Plus. I don't want to get it.
You are.
I just don't.
Do you have a choice?
I don't care that much about Halo, and I don't really like bringing video games to TV series. I think Last of Us being an exception. Like, I didn't really vibe with The Witcher, so I don't know. Just leave them in the video games, man.
Sims, will you go and change your shirt? Because clearly you're not representing Microsoft anymore.
I've just bigged them up for like half an hour. Like, let me have. I don't watch that much TV and like bring in like TV. I don't.
You got bad taste. We all know.
I just don't. Stop bringing video games to movies and TV.
Have you watched Castlevania on Netflix?
No.
It's ace.
Yeah, that's your problem.
But that's not for me either, is it? Like, I just don't. Look. We've all seen the Uncharted trailer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty average movie. It's not.
We're getting a lot of this shit next year, huh? Because we'll be getting Last of Us, Halo, the Uncharted movie. I think probably another Castlevania season or something like that.
No, I think it'll be. I think they might be working on something. I don't know if it'll be next year, but I wonder if this is, I guess, way off topic. I wonder if Adi Shankar's next series, the Devil May Cry thing, we might at least get a teaser for that. He's talked about that years ago. He's still been working on it, so maybe we'll get something of it.
But also, Resident Evil comes out next week.
Yeah, Netflix has Resident Evil stuff. Netflix has Assassin's Creed stuff in the works. They have something else. Yeah, The Witcher's about to release next month.
Next month, yeah.
Netflix we count The Witcher as a video game adaptation.
Yeah, because
I'm more counting as a book adaptation.
They're taking book storylines, but they are very heavily influenced by what the vibe and the look of The Witcher game is.
Yeah, 100%. That's fair.
It's way more popular as a game, especially The Witcher 3. I mean, it's so heavily influenced by Witcher 3.
Those stories are well worth either reading or listening to, though. I've got the audiobooks for the first couple, and they are really good.
Yeah, Sloan has a bunch of them. He's read a bunch of those books.
Continuing on with the event, Xbox is doing a 6-part documentary series that's coming out in December. That'll be about the history of Xbox.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, man. This is what
I want to see this whole thing. Yeah man. This is going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. But does it need to be 6 episodes? I want to know how long are we talking, because that feels
long. I don't know.
20 minutes. I mean, it's on YouTube and stuff. Like, I think it'd be like 20-minute episodes.
Did you watch that PlayStation documentary that came out a couple of last year?
Raising Kratos?
No, that one's good.
Yeah, that one's very good.
It's about the history of PlayStation, and it's
where was it?
Bear with me 2 minutes, and I will find out what it's called. But I'm searching for it. But what I'm about to say is, I thought that was self-indulgent pap. But
I mean,
yeah,
I think
it did look good.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
Xbox One.
Sims, yeah, where's this supposed to be?
Well, when it was like showing the trailers and stuff, it said in writing at the bottom. Maybe I had like a UK stream, so I'm not too sure. But it was like give up like Roku, YouTube.
Are they putting in any streaming services, or are they kind of heavily relying on YouTube?
I could be very wrong. Like maybe I'll see if I can find the footage.
I mean, I would like it just to be on YouTube. That's fine for me.
I think it's like, what's it called? Xbox. What's it called? Xbox documentary.
Just do like I don't know if it has a name, like history of Xbox documentary.
The PlayStation documentary I was trying to tell you about is From Bedrooms to Billions, the PlayStation Revolution. It's a 2 hours 40 minutes long documentary about PlayStation, and it. Oh, honestly, I was so excited. I was really excited for it. I really like video game documentaries. Looking at, I was just talking to all the tech guys, and no offense to the guy, but they put Mark Cerny on at one point, and
very boring talker. He's very knowledgeable, but he's not a good talker.
Really knowledgeable, but I just want to fall asleep when I'm listening to him, and it's a shame, but I don't recommend it.
They have a great start idea, right, of like them and Nintendo. They were making a console, and then like all that bad blood happened. Like that would be so fascinating in a documentary. And it sucks that it sounds like it didn't work out well.
It might be other people love it, but I just
Is
didn't
it on
do anything for
YouTube?
me.
Yeah.
The one I bought it, the one I've watched. I paid for it through YouTube Movies, but I bought it.
I'll have a look. You have to tell me the title. The documentary will be available on the 13th of December across a variety of video platforms, including Roku, IMDb TV, never knew that existed, YouTube,
that's weird.
Redbox, and more.
Okay, YouTube's fine.
So just watch it on YouTube.
Just watch it on YouTube, yeah.
I'm excited.
Everyone loves the fucking Redbox app.
6 parts, half an hour, 40 minutes.
It could be alright.
Xbox One, Xbox. Fuck's sake, bad naming. Xbox, maybe for the first episode, or starting the Xbox. Then maybe the next one launching Xbox Live, 360, whole episode dedicated to the Red Ring of Death because obviously they made a big deal out of that in the trailer. Yeah, there you go. Look, listen to. Steve.
And we get a documentary on Xbox One's reveal.
Yeah, 100%.
That'll probably just be the whole gen, but that would be the start for sure.
Colossal cock up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always on. That's great.
The worst thing about
that
it,
episode.
I was completely in. Like I was so happy because I was in then. I was like a big Xbox fan. I didn't care about the PS4 at the time, and I was definitely in.
We definitely don't need to get too much into it. I mean, these consoles right now are always on consoles anyways. So,
but at the time, the way it was done was it's bad.
No, the marketing wasn't good.
I think it's GameSpot did a documentary on it. There's a guy from GameSpot who did a documentary on it a couple of years ago, and it was really good.
Yeah, Danny, right?
Yeah, might well be. That was really interesting the way they looked at it. Yeah.
Sticking with Xbox, this was not at the show, but it is news nonetheless. According to industry insider Jeff Grubb, Xbox might be bringing back 1 vs. 100 into the hands of Xbox players. Bum, bum, bum. Did you guys play this back in the day? I played the shit out of it. Yeah, me and my friends would get on it. I think it was like every Friday.
Yeah,
would do
Friday
it for a little while. Yeah,
man. Oh man, my life at that point was Gears of War, 1 vs. 100, and whatever Summer of Arcade was dropping. And I had no money at this point, but I was getting every one of them Summer of Arcade. I was like, Mom, I need to lend this money. She's like, you've got no money. I was like, listen. All right, Splat. Was it Explosion Man is coming out this Friday, and I need it. And I had to go to Asda. Shout out to Asda to go and get the Microsoft points.
Yes, Microsoft points, of course. Had to.
You had to buy them in. Was it 2100, 4200?
It was.
Yeah.
I guess it might have been different for the UK. It was different for us.
It was like 12. It
was like 1200, I think.
1200, 2100, 4200. Chris, come on, you're the oldest.
It's something like that.
Something like that. Shout out to Microsoft points.
Microsoft points. Wow.
Man. Can't wait.
100 though.
I want this out, bad boy. Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with 1 vs. 100 back in the day. It was a great time. I never got like called up to be the one or whatever, but that was always a fun. So you get in a game with like 100 different people who never played it, and then you just pick through like multiple choice questions, and then like one person. How did it work? One person would get called up.
I thought
to the thing, and they could win like actual prizes.
I thought it was just like a board of 100 people, and last one standing wins. I never thought there was just
there was one person versus
one person would always get called up. Yeah, and I don't remember if it was just like a server and there was a bunch of different servers with 100 different people.
They dedicated
must
it
have
to
been how it worked. Yeah,
a couple of hours, maybe different time zones applicable.
But the game, you had to play the game at that time. It's not like you couldn't just turn on the game and then play it. Yeah, you had to play it while it was live at the moment.
Yeah, it was like HQ Trivia before HQ Trivia.
Sure.
You remember HQ Trivia?
No idea, but...
Oh, really? That was that app that they would do it like 6 o'clock every day, and they would do like, they have live host, and he would just do trivia. And they would do it every day.
Peak 2020.
No. It wasn't. It was dead by 2020. This was like
this sounds
4
like
years
something
ago.
that would have happened last year.
Yeah, no.
They tried something like this during Xbox One era?
No, this was an Xbox. This was just mobile apps. It was on.
Okay, gotcha. I thought
it's called HQ Trivia.
When 1 vs 100 was about, though, this was like golden time for an Xbox player. If you were playing Xbox, this was the best time of your life. And
it came out with the big update that added the avatars and stuff for 360. That's when it came out.
Whole new like dashboard.
Yeah, when they remade the dashboard and everything. Yeah, that's when 1 vs 100 came out.
Tell me about that dashboard. them big massive blocks,
blades
coming at an angle. Oh my god! You'd have that thing every Saturday. The question inside Xbox people.
What, Major Nelson?
I don't remember this.
No. What's the English? Is it outside Xbox or something daft?
There is a site called Outside Xbox.
Yeah, that would be integrated on there, and you'd have like questions every Saturday, and then they did what was that really stupid show with that really famous actor now? She's a lady, skinny.
She's a lady. Interesting. Skinny. Okay. A lot of options here.
Yeah, very
Sigourney
very
Weaver.
They all played like a fake Halo game or a fake Warcraft game. Oh, I'm gonna text my friend.
What are you talking about right now?
Tim's old
I have
people
no
mind is just making shit up now.
Give me a minute.
No idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, while Sims looks that up, yeah, what was one other? I'm very excited. Daniel, would you check out?
I'd definitely check it out.
Yeah. I'm shocked you never played it.
I know. This was just in my. This is heyday Daniel grind in multiplayer. Like
Sure.
I'm not playing anything else. It was like I'm
Ain't
either
no
at
fun
school
about
playing
it.
Pokemon, or I'm at home playing multiplayer, and that's it. So like this, I got no time for whatever this is. It seems I've seen a lot of footage. I know what this game is now, but it seems really cool, and it kind of sucks I missed out on it. I probably would like to have tried that. I like trivia stuff.
Yeah, it was a really fun thing for me and my friends back in the day. Chris, you ever check out 1 vs 100?
I'd never played it, but I'd be interested if they bring it back. Sounds interesting.
See, I just assumed everyone played this at some point. You know, I specifically remember every time it was live, it was like, "Oh, guys, we're gonna play 1 vs 100 tonight." Yeah. Sims, you got your answer yet?
No, my friend isn't answering, but I'm gonna scour the internet.
All right.
Little bastard. Okay, moving on then. Next up, Far Cry director Dan Hay is leaving Ubisoft after more than 10 years with the company. No word yet on where he's going or if he will continue to work in the industry.
Yeah, have they announced a new head yet?
I don't believe so. No, I haven't heard anything. A lot of rumors about what the next Far Cry is going to be happening lately. Apparently, they're going with the same route that it seems that they're going with Assassin's Creed. It's going to be more of a live service type of game.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you get your base game, I guess, your base, Assassin's Creed, your base Far Cry game, but then they continue building on top of that with giving you extra missions and maybe more parts of the map and whatnot. We don't really know what the structure is going to look like yet, but Ubisoft games seem to be changing.
I mean, we know that I think almost for we know that almost for sure with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, the Assassin's Creed one is like basically confirmed, but not.
Yeah, they still could change that. We don't know exactly. Like they haven't even shown anything. But the Far Cry thing is really a rumor. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Dan Hay really. I mean, he's been there since at least 3, and he's really ushered in Far Cry. I mean, I know a lot of people like 2, but Far Cry didn't explode until 3, and he was there. I think he was. Forget exactly what he did on 3. I don't know if he was the creative director of 3, but he was definitely ahead for 3. I don't know. I don't know what they want to do with Far Cry. We've talked about Far Cry should kind of just be the same. Maybe they need to change up a little bit, but I don't want a drastic change for Far Cry.
No.
Yeah, seems like we're getting that. That's kind of why I brought that up. I think he might have left because they're changing Far Cry, going in a different direction. I don't think it's going to be a complete change. I think you're still going to have your base Far Cry game, and it's going to be there, and it's going to play exactly like Far Cry used to. I think they're just kind of making these like service games to just give you different add-ons and whatnot. Chris, what do you think's going on here?
I'm not sure what's going on, but personally, it's like if you don't like Far Cry the way it is, play something else. There's so many other games out there. Keep bringing these games out that make a lot of people very, very happy. Myself included. Same with Assassin's Creed. I love the model of Assassin's Creed with what they're doing at the moment.
I like the old model.
Yeah, I like that as well. I think there's a room for both. They could quite easily have just do different versions. But yeah, it's this whole no, we're going to go down this one particular route and change things. It's like maybe do it as a different game or something. I don't know. They must see that there's loads of money to be made, so.
It's already weird. They're already so samey with a lot of their games. Why try to turn everything into some live service and be even more samey? I don't know. It seems very weird and mismanaged to me. It feels like they're trying to grasp at straws. It feels like Ubisoft's just slipping, really.
That word live service, I mean, it just sounds so bad, right? You know, like I don't want to live service Assassin's Creed or Far Cry game, but like the way this sounds makes it like these new ones sound like it doesn't sound too different, like too bad. Like I think they just want to pile in add-ons on top of it, you know, and then just have one continuous Assassin's Creed game, just one continuous Far Cry game, instead of coming out with one every other year.
You've got to be so careful, or you end up with Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that what you just said sounds so unappealing. I'm just going to be honest. I like probably live service more than you guys do. Like I play a lot of Destiny, right? But that just sounds so unappealing. It really does.
The moment I see another person running around, I'm not interested.
I don't think they're adding multiplayer though. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's what's going on. Maybe they are here. I don't know. We have to see this again. These games haven't even been revealed yet, so we're just kind of going based off rumors and stuff like that. But I don't know. The idea of like getting a Far Cry game, right? And it's like a 20-hour experience, and then it's like, you know, 6 months later, we're going to add another 20 hours to it, a whole another map, stuff like that, maybe a different character, maybe a different story. That doesn't sound too bad to me, you know, if you do it right. You can't, it just sounds like it could end up being very samey again. And these games already are very samey, just, you know, sequel after sequel. So then having that run in the same game, in the same engine might even make it worse.
Well, I suppose it's not too far off what they are doing now, because their DLC does tend to be quite lengthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, he's kind of getting at each one of those expansions for Odyssey or whatever, being a different character in a different world or whatever is kind of what he's kind of getting at, which I don't know. That just doesn't sound appealing to me.
You know, whenever they come out with the second Far Cry game, you know, that's on the same map or whatever, you know, like how they did with 5 New Dawn and, you know, all of them since 3. If you just add that into the same game, that doesn't sound too bad to me.
It's kind of what they do with Far Cry, though, isn't it? Like the new one's got Vass as the protagonist. The
that
DLC. So that's not like a straight out following on from what you did in 6. So 5, 6. What number are we on now? 6.
We're 6.
Whatever.
6. Yeah.
The Guild.
Sims. Oh yeah, with
Guild.
Felicia
Guild
Day,
Wars.
the Guild.
Oh, the Guild. Yeah.
The MMO.
Yeah.
That's what does that have anything to do with what we were talking
Because
about?
that was on the 360, and it was on the Blades. It was like the new episode would just pop up and be like, "Watch the Guild," and you could like.
I mean, she used to do it on YouTube.
I don't know. It just used to. Obviously, I was like a kid. Well, I say a kid, but like, you know, not educated enough to think, oh, it might be on YouTube. But it used to just come up on the Blades, and you'd be like, oh, download the episode. It'd all be free and stuff. Good times to be alive.
I like how Sims just zoned out for 10 minutes to
Completely.
find that, and I
heard Far Cry a lot.
Forgot what you were talking about.
I googled. What did I Google in the end? Because I couldn't figure it out. What did I Google? TV show based on people playing an RPG. There we go. Then I had to go to Wikipedia.
That's the Guild. I mean, they're playing like a WoW clone or whatever.
So I give you all the information. You can get it.
Because you just, I don't. It can't just be me. Is it just me, Chris?
The Guild actually crossed my mind, but his description didn't really.
Okay.
It was like it can't be that because of the way he's described it.
Yeah, it was you, Sims. I know the Guild. I've seen all of the Guild.
I veered away.
I hate all of you. Sorry, go on, continue.
I think the description of skinny white woman, famous actress, just wasn't really what.
And there you go, Felicia Day. She's skinny and she's famous.
Yeah, Felicia is huge. What do you mean?
I don't even know who that is.
What?
Is she famous? Felicia Day? Maybe if I saw the face, I have no idea.
Very, very big.
Okay. Sims, anything you want to say on the whole Far Cry thing?
It going in a different direction.
Yes, potentially. And also the guy leaving, Dan Hay, 10 years at Ubisoft.
I don't know. Like, I played Far Cry 6 and it felt the same, but okay. Like, I will go back to it. It's just too many games at one time. I'm overwhelmed by it all. It does need to go in another direction, but not too much. I don't know what it needs something. Do you know what I mean? You ever like as a chef and you're trying something, you're like, I just can't figure out what that needs. It needs something, but they need to go to the pot and just keep trying. Yes, Daniel.
I think the game is perfect how it is. I think the one thing that needs to be done is how they integrate the story into the game. I think needs to be slightly better. Not just a cutscene, not just like the boss appearing once and then going away or whatever. I think they need to incorporate that campaign a little bit more, and incorporate those characters a little bit more, make you care a little bit more. Other than that, I think the game's fine how it is.
I think what they need to do with Far Cry 6 is just take the helicopters away, because there's too many. Too many helicopters. What? Far Cry 6. You telling me every time you turned up at a base, there was just a helicopter from nowhere? It was like, oh Lord, there's a helicopter.
They're always just right at the end.
Yeah, there's a thing you could like summon them.
No. Like
they'll come and try to kill you.
Come and kill you. Just for
oh, you mean enemies? Well, they have to have like some big enemy to fight.
A helicopter.
You have your mortars. Just mortar the thing. It's dead.
I never got that.
You hit 2 buttons.
Felicia Day.
That's in the beginning of the game. That's Felicia Day. There you go.
I actually have no idea who that is.
No, let me try and get everything.
You're crazy.
She is skinny.
Felicia Day.
I mean, she's a normal person.
No idea.
Felicia Day.
Okay,
she's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's Far Cry. I don't know. You either love it or hate it. It's like Marmite.
If you're going to change Far Cry, chop Far Cry 6 in half, and then give me a grappling hook and wall running. That's it. That's all I want.
Wow.
And call it Halo.
Connor really wants to play Titanfall.
yeah, he really wants Titanfall.
I can't argue with any of this. If it leads to a Titanfall game,
every FPS, grappling hook, wall running. All you need. Perfect game.
Big massive robot that drops from
all
the sky.
You need. You don't need anything else.
Love it. You need nothing else. 10 out of 10. Next up. The October 2021 MPD numbers have been released. Mine and Daniel's favorite time of the month. Sims hates this segment. Chris, how you feel about MPD numbers? I feel like you were here last time we did MPD numbers.
I was on one of the MPD
Okay, cool.
numbers.
You better like them because you're on every time.
They don't reflect the UK, do they? They're the US, so...
No, not very much. UK gets like weekly updates on what they're doing, and it's always interesting to see.
I do want to talk about the UK one. I think there's a story on a podcast. I think what was it? The Call of Duty didn't sell as well.
Oh yeah, that was only I think at the beginning. We'll see where it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I want to briefly touch on it. I haven't seen anyone in 2 weeks. So I was in my local game shop the other day. I'm just smooching. Having I don't even know why I'm in it. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just mooching. Like I'm just having a look.
Mooching.
I honestly
mooching. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, man, Natalie's listening to this. She's gonna be pissed. Smooching someone.
I was just mooching.
The last time I was on, he confessed about a porn addiction. So
no porn addiction. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just having a look. Anyway, I think it was like pretty much the day of or the day after Vanguard was dropped. And let's call him Jim. No, John. John walks in.
I think you could just say his real name.
I don't know his real name.
Oh, okay.
So this guy walks in and he's like, "Hi, the Call of Duty Vanguard. Is it only £65? Is there not a cheaper alternative?" And the lady at the shop was like, "No, unfortunately, it's £65 now." And he goes, "I'm not paying that," and walks out. And I was just like,
"Good on him."
Fair enough. Like I'm trying to think of my point. I made a point at the time.
$60. Why was it 65?
£65, yeah.
Why?
I think that's just how it works.
That's how it works over here, yeah.
Isn't it usually slightly cheaper?
You pay $70, don't you, for your games?
No, I bought that game for $60.
Maybe this is because it's retail.
I think £65 is the equivalent to $60.
No,
right?
It's usually cheaper. It's usually $55.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm asking.
Like, no wonder that guy didn't want to pay that.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
65 quid is pretty much standard, brand new PlayStation 5 game.
So that's the issue then. It's a PS5 game. Because like I bought it on Xbox, brand new Series X version, $60.
Strange. Anyway, he just refused to pay for it, and I was just like, maybe the people. I always make this comparison. Like, there's us, and then there's people that buy Call of Duty, FIFA over here, and then you guys have got.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You aren't you? You play it, you know what to expect, you play it and then you move on. But these people play it for the whole year along with a FIFA over in the States. You've got your Maddens and you've got your NBAs and stuff. Maybe they just don't understand like where it's going, and they don't understand the amount of work that goes into these games. They just expect their Call of Duty every October or November. And these people are...
These games are more expensive
Of course, yeah, definitely.
All the time. They keep going up in price.
So maybe
with those people that just play your Madden and Call of Duty every year or whatever, I don't understand how they haven't heard about Game Pass and why they're not on Xbox. Because that just sounds perfect. If you're the type of guy that just plays, your FIFA and your Call of Duty every year,
I think we're going
to you do that on top of Game Pass, you're set.
But then I've got to play these games.
I think we're gonna get there though, Connor. I think next year when it's like Elder Scrolls isn't on PlayStation and it's on Game Pass, that's gonna be. I think people not Elder Scrolls, Starfield. Sorry. I think that's gonna be a huge moment. I think people are gonna kind of wake up and be like, wait a second, what is this? Why is it not on PlayStation? I could play it for $15 or whatever, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that I talk to people at work that are just like, playing the new Battlefield and the new COD and they're still on PlayStation and that's all they play that year. And I'm just like, there's fucking Game Pass, right? Like you can get tons of games over there.
People don't want to do that though, do they? People are stuck in their ways. Though.
You're right. Yeah, they want to play the one game.
They just want to finish work, couple beers, FIFA, COD. That's all they want to do. That's all they own the PlayStation for. This is why millions and millions of PlayStations get sold and millions of Xboxes get sold, because most of them are the people that just play COD and FIFA,
speaking of that, look how much Last of Us sells compared to Call of Duty, right? Or whatever. Like it's only a fraction of the people that even own a PlayStation. It's like 100 million PlayStations. How many people even played Spider-Man? Probably a lot. It's like what, 15 million maybe? Like why is it not 30, or why is it not half of the people that own a PlayStation even want that game? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, if they go further, they probably just go and get a Grand Theft Auto anyway. Looking at the sales figures,
GTA.
That's their 3 rotation. Like it's we love this, like we love this hobby, and we love we really dive into it, and we follow developers, we follow publishers, etc. But we're at, I don't know, a 30% of this like thingy. I think so. And then you're like 60. 5%. There we go, 5%. You go lower. Yeah. But we are lower, a minority compared to John, who walks in and goes, I'm not paying £65 for that. I was like, I felt like turning around to him and going, what do you do for a living, John? I was like, I'm a plumber, aren't I? I was like, right, well, do your parts go up? Well, yeah, of course you do. Well, there you go then, John. Right? Fucking Sally down at Activision, she's getting raped, first of all, and, she's got work, and what, you don't want to pay £65? Fuck you, John. Oh, by the way, it's £58 at Asda. But that's besides the point. I don't know, it kind of shocked me. I was kind of like, I know it shouldn't have, but I was just listening to it and I was like, wow, like, you get 3 game modes. A fully fledged zombie mode, a fully fledged campaign mode, which Daniel from the last show says is really good. And then there you go, it's still decent. Right? And then a fully fledged multiplayer mode that's going to last you a year. And what? And John doesn't want to pay £65 for it. You know what I say to John? Fuck you. Sorry.
Wow. Such a
really went there with that
in this game. Yeah.
Just annoyed me. I just stood there and I was so angry. I was just like, what a prick.
Should you be happy? Don't you not want John to buy Call of Duty?
I want John to understand that £65 is not that bad.
No, he wants him to understand the value of entertainment.
Exactly. I want him to understand that there's 3 game modes in that game that people work hard for.
How much time you could spend in that one game? You know what I mean? It's a lot.
I've said before, like I'd pay £100 for Last of Us 2. £100 easily. Anyway,
poor John. Anyways, continuing on with the MPD numbers for this month. Starting at number 20.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, Sims just wanted to say "fuck you, Bobby Kotick."
I was about to say, can we all just agree on that?
We can all agree. Fuck you, Bobby Kotick.
Yeah,
Kotick.
Screw you.
Yeah. Okay. Starting.
What was more annoying, me saying Dynasty or him saying Kotick?
Both the same.
Okay.
Isn't it Kotick?
No, it's Kotick.
Am I saying that wrong?
It's Kotick. Bobby.
Who cares?
Kotick.
Does the man deserve his last name pronounced right?
He's got a point. He's got
not on this show.
Yeah,
not on this show.
It's his name. I don't know which. Just because I don't like him or whatever doesn't mean he can't pronounce his name right.
Okay.
I pronounced Trump right.
Navaroli.
How would you mispronounce?
Are you comparing me? I don't know, Trump or something. Are you comparing me to Kotick? Is that what you just did?
No.
All right.
MPD numbers.
Continuing with the MPD numbers, starting at number 20 for last month. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 19, Mortal Kombat 11. 18, Diablo 2 Resurrected. 17, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. 16, Minecraft. 15, Animal Crossing New Horizons. 14, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. 13, Ghost of Tsushima. 12, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. 11, Mario Kart 8. 10, NBA 2K22. And now we get into the new ones, guys. Number 9, NHL 22. Thoughts? No one cares.
No.
Yeah.
I went to one hockey game once, and I was bored out of my mind until they started fighting, and I was like,
You said this before.
Let's go. I know. I just love that moment.
He just loves fighting.
Guys on skates throwing hands. Ooh, that's badass. You know what I mean?
Off balance and everything.
I was like, throw a wheel kick. Then he slits the guy's throat with it. You know?
Wow.
Number 8, Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah,
new one. Did anyone pick this up, Chris? You got kids?
I'm definitely picking it up. We're picking it up for certain someones. So
seems you got 6 kids.
Yeah, it does look great. I'm really looking forward to playing it with the girls. Like, really excited. Plus, it hasn't got the motion controllers, so we can all just use a controller.
Yes, I know. That's the best part.
Yeah, really excited. Yeah. Like, and my kids are like, especially my youngest. You know, she's got the the movement of the stick quite down for most games. I don't think there should be a problem.
I mean, it's only a few buttons, if that. It's usually just like you're doing a very basic thing.
This kid can play Minecraft. She builds houses.
That should be fun. Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, we made a daycare. We made a daycare the other day. Let me tell you.
Nice.
Ooh. Number 7, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. A little bit low. I would have thought that would have been higher up there.
Honestly, I'm just happy it's in the top 10. To be honest. Yeah.
You would think Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy though, like that.
No,
should sell, right?
Again, it didn't market that well. I think it's good that it's in the top 10. We'll see if it continues. If it's in November, if it's still in the top 10, good for them.
I think
word of mouth will really help with this game.
I think so too.
I think Black Friday will help this game. I think
Black Friday, yeah.
So I think at Tesco's, Ratchet and Clank's £25 apparently at Tesco's.
Nice.
Really? Yeah, that's a good price.
So, yeah. Good deal.
Yeah, I saw Deathloop for like 32.
And then
or 40.
I had an email of PlayStation today, regarding Black Friday sales tomorrow. I expect Guardians to be on it.
Okay.
So, yeah. Sorry.
Number 6, FIFA 22. Number 5, I don't know what this is. Yeah, FIFA dropped from 2 to 6 over the course of the month.
Depends on the next 5. Go on then.
Number 5, this is a weird one. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Himakacha Chronicles.
Himakami or whatever. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, whatever. You don't know that word.
Daniel was just like, I know that one. You're like,
no, because I don't. I'd have to look at the word. But I know the game. Yeah.
Do you?
It's an anime. It's that game. I think you played the whole first season of the anime.
Really?
Yeah.
I know nothing of this. Okay.
Well, my
UK one.
My 2 sisters are obsessed with the anime, so I took them to go see the movie.
So I said
this year. Yeah, I took them to go see the movie. So I saw the movie.
Number 4.
Heard of Demon Slayer? Games. Demon Slayer's cool.
No.
UK and
I'm surprised it's that high though. But Demon Slayer is it's a massive anime. Like, it's huge.
Is it? It's just weird. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Don't even know what the game looks like. Anyways, number 4, Madden NFL 22, dropping from your number 1 spot from the month of September.
Mm-hmm.
And then your top 3 are all new games. Number 3, Metroid Dread.
Hey,
gotta be the highest selling game of that fucking series, right?
I think it is at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it had passed Prime, which I think was the highest, Prime 1.
Sure. I know Daniel picked this up. Chris, did you end up getting this over the last month?
I did.
Yeah.
I need to jump back into it, but what I was playing, it didn't hook me at first. Then I jumped back into it, and I was really getting into it.
Ooh, we could talk about it in a second.
Your number 2, Back 4 Blood. Way to go!
Wow, and it's on Game Pass. Look at that!
It's on Game
Pass. On Game Pass, number 2. Good for them, man. Good.
Yeah, it's done very well.
Yeah.
And then your number 1 for the month of October, Far Cry 6.
I actually did not expect that to be number 1, but that's awesome.
Really? Far Cry 6?
Yeah.
Like, Far Cry
it's huge. It's huge. I top 5. I just didn't expect it to be number 1, especially with all the sports games. Number 1's, that's great.
When 5 came out, it was like in the top 3 of selling games that year, and that year was 2018, so that was a busy year.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was that, COD, and Red Dead were top 3 that year. So yeah, Far Cry's huge.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I think having fucking Gus from Breaking Bad, on the cover there, that probably helps when you're in the store.
People are like, "Oh, wait a second, what's this?"
Like,
yeah, they have to grab it. Yeah.
Breaking Bad spinoff game, awesome.
Whoa.
Let me look real quick if there's anything interesting in the top selling games for the year. Far Cry 6 is now the 8th best selling game of the year.
Wow, only 1 month too.
Yeah. It did have the whole month too. That came out like October 6th, right? So
it was early. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's about the only interesting takeaway.
The UK retail charts from the 13th of November, briefly. Number 10, Guardians. Number 9, Shin Megami Tensei. 8, Minecraft. 7, Mario Party. 6, Jurassic World Evolutions 2. Wow. 5, Mario Kart 8. 4, Forza. 3, Animal Crossing. 2, FIFA. 1, Call of Duty.
It's still number 1. The game's going to sell pretty much no matter what.
Jurassic World Evolution 2 looks awesome.
The first one looked cool. I know Ben Hansen from MinMax, his favorite thing is Jurassic Park, and he talked about when that first one came out. He loved it so much. So I don't know if he's played this one too much. So I haven't heard too much about it yet.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up the second one at some point.
It looks cool. Yeah, it looks cool.
Definitely looks fun.
The one that surprises me from what Sims has just said, though, is Shin Megami Tensei making it into the
beating
top
Guardians.
10.
Yeah, beating Guardians.
I'm shocked that
was that for the whole month in the UK, Sims?
Yeah. No, it's only till the 13th.
For
November.
Yeah, till the 13th.
That's not a game that's had any particular push over here. Yeah, you've got adverts on YouTube, but
reviewed really well.
Yeah.
Well, not. I wouldn't say really well.
I think it's like an
Persona without the story. I think.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's like low 80s, but that's still very good. I don't think it's. I don't think it's like Persona levels. I'd say Persona's like great, but I know it's even more niche than Persona, so it's only going to get so many sales. But it being Guardians in the UK is kind of crazy to me. It's impressive. Good for them.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Dragon Ball: The Breakers has been announced. The game looks to be some sort of asymmetrical multiplayer experience where you play as both the heroes and the villains of the Dragon Ball universe. We don't really know what the fuck this game is.
Did anybody watch the trailer? I want to ask.
Rumors, stuff. No, I didn't watch the trailer.
Nope. Sims, did you watch this trailer?
I don't even know what Dragon Ball Z is.
Okay. You don't make any sense.
You added the Z, so you know.
So there is in the trailer. In the trailer, there is like some gameplay mixed in, and it seems like you get to play as like the first 3 Saga villains. So you get to play as Cell, Boo, and
Frieza.
And Frieza, right? And Frieza, and I think they said 8 people or 7 people, something like that, and they're like running from them. It's very weird. It was very like Friday the 13th, like hunting people down.
Is that really what it's like? Because that sounds badass.
100%. And I forget the little pig's name, but
I don't get that though, because like Goku and Vegeta are capable of fighting off these villains.
You don't play as any of them. You don't play as any of them.
You play as like fucking
people.
Bulma.
Bulma's one of them. The pig guy is one of them.
You're playing as the pig?
Name. The pig guy, and he like transforms into things. So I don't know if everyone could transform into things, but he can.
No, they only can transform into things.
No, the pig thing's doing it in the trailer.
The pig thing's doing it in the trailer? What?
Yes. And then, so I wonder if like Bulma has her own ability, maybe. So I wonder if all the characters have like their own abilities.
She plays Mr. Popo?
No, I don't think so. And then these are character Sims. Shut up. If I don't make me go get Sloan at work.
Dude, go get Sloan.
He'll come talk about Dragon Ball.
The Anglo-American split in this room at the moment is brilliant.
Do you know nothing about Dragon Ball?
Me and Chris have just been eyeballing each other like, what the fuck?
Like, they're saying a load of names.
All right, we can move.
What about Android 18?
No, because all of these people have powers and stuff. They're trying to lower the people, so it's scary, like running from the villains, basically.
What about Gogeta?
No, you're naming.
I just want to say names.
You're getting higher.
Is this a? You
remember Oob?
Oh my god! Is this a mobile game?
No. This is coming everywhere. It's PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, PC.
And are you excited to have a look at this at the least?
I want to know what it is. Yeah, I want to know what it is.
I'm going to state right now, the four of us are all going to play this when it comes out.
This game seems crazy.
The three of us
play it. It's going to come.
No, we'll have Sloan be the villain. Sloan will be Frieza, and then he'll chase us.
Sloan will love this. Show him the trailer.
Next door.
I don't know. I should send him this because I don't know if he saw this.
Right.
Okay, moving on then. Next up, Saints Row is delayed till move your cursor, Daniel.
I'm sorry.
In my fucking way. Saints Row is delayed till August 23rd, 2022. The developers said they underestimated the effects COVID-19 would have on the game's development.
A load of bollocks. What a load of bollocks.
You guys underestimated that? Like, really?
What a load of shit.
You underestimated the worldwide pandemic that's been happening for 18 months.
No, well,
okay.
I'll play devil's advocate a little bit. I just think they maybe were a little too quick with like putting out a date, because like they did have a really good showing with Game Informer's cover story. Like I think I talked about this. They had a lot to show, so like I'm wondering if they're just really trying to polish. I think that maybe they were, we're getting a lot of these people that are pushing it just a couple months, and I think that maybe they just were not ready for that date. They just put the date out there because they thought it was good. It was
February 25th. Let me tell you what happened. Elden Ring moved their date, and they were like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Because Horizon comes out the week before and Elden Ring comes out that day, we're out.
I mean, it's a good thing. I don't think that's what they were thinking at all. I don't think they cared, really.
All right, let's throw in a little story here. Right, all right. So thinking about it, right, Saints Row moves to August, and then Sifu's release date has now been moved forward by a couple of weeks. It will now launch on the February the 8th. What was
really?
Yeah, we're getting another February game. That was just announced a little bit.
It was for like February 15th, though.
If Sifu was like February the 20th, it was 21st.
No, it was like 20.
Yeah, 20. It was right around the Horizon
too. Yeah,
it was right next to Horizon, I think.
Thank God. Now I can play that.
They're moving away from the big boys. Like, there's no devil's advocate about it, Daniel.
You blame them?
No, of course not.
I'm telling you that you have no idea what they were thinking. So that's what I'm telling you.
Of course they were.
It's probably a number of factors, but
of course,
surely they've thought about it.
100%. There's no way we were getting involved in that business. No way.
Yeah.
Maybe they're very different games.
But I did say that Saints Row will come out in summer. I think that's a perfect release date for them.
It is a good summer game, isn't it? Really.
But
be fun.
I mean, it's like late summer, but yeah. I mean, I think it's a good time.
So
August is great. There's not usually a huge release in August, so we had like Kana and like I think there's one other thing in August this year. So
they could own that month if they want.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that's a good month. Say it again.
Psychonauts.
Oh yes, that's what it was. It was Psychonauts and Kana. That's right.
Breath of the Wild 2, August 2023, August 23rd, 2020.
No, it's gotta release near Horizon. It has to.
It's too late.
No, they could just drop that game. It'd be fun.
On the topic of conversation as well with Breath of the Wild, like who in their right mind thinks it's coming out next year?
If it is, I think it's very late.
Yeah.
I do.
The way they worded it last time they showed it worries me.
Yeah,
they were
that's
like,
exactly
we'll see
what worries
it's coming out 2022.
I am with your hesitancy.
It's not.
I'm with your hesitancy, but they've been working on this game for so long. I think that they probably just didn't show very much anyways. They probably had more they could show, but I don't know, they're Japanese. But Nintendo's weird.
We had the rumblings of Nintendo really struggling with COVID. I think if anyone...
they've struggled more, I think, than anyone.
If they came out with this same statement as Saints Row, it's like, oh yeah, we really didn't understand, like, because it doesn't matter. But I think...
But they've never had a date. They've only had,
I think anyone...
a year.
I think if you think this game's coming out next year, you're on absolute pure cocaine. It's not happening. Not a chance.
Wow.
What they showed,
I'm also with you. Most likely, it won't.
Sorry,
sorry, Chris.
No, just saying what they did show. What looked quite well developed, though. So I think Daniel possibly right there in terms of that they've got stuff in the can that they're just not showing and polishing. And by staying quiet, you've got the whole. Bear in mind, we're not even in 2022 yet. We've got the whole year to get that out. They could say November. If they want to,
they do direct.
We'll still go for it.
They definitely do. They do directs all the time too. They have plenty of time to announce and show this game.
Yeah, I'm not writing it off.
I just can't remember what they showed. I don't think they showed anything.
They had that trailer.
Look, if they wait too much longer, they're going to end up with a Wii U Switch situation of we're going to have to release another console because the Switch is just getting too old.
Well, that's the Jeff.
And it'll be the crossover.
There's the Jeff Grubb rumor of the Pro. He's been saying that he's been hearing a Pro next year, even over the OLED or whatever that's came out now.
Isn't
he's
that
been
just going to piss everyone off, though?
What?
Just
not me.
The OLED.
The Pro?
Everyone's bought the OLED.
No, because I would like a better Switch. I'm just not going to get the OLED. It's not really that much of a better Switch. So,
of course not, but there's people that's got it.
Well, yeah. I just don't
see
for people that play
trailer.
handheld, it makes sense.
I just don't see this trailer warranting any kind of like, oh yeah, it's definitely nearly ready. It's just, it just, I don't know.
I mean, it seems like all in game, which is a good thing. Go ahead, Connor.
We shall see with Breath of the Wild 2. It was not a Breath of the Wild 2 story at all. We were talking about Saints Row, guys.
Sorry. Like, I've been pepped up all week. I was like, I'm ready for this show.
I think it's fun. I brought it up.
Can I jump in with one final thing just on the Breath of the Wild thing? Sorry. I didn't believe Metroid was coming out when it came out, to be honest, based on how little they'd shown.
And it was quick, too. It's like, and it's coming out in October.
I was really not buying that. I was waiting for the, actually, we've just got to delay it a bit. And nope, they dropped it.
Well, I think because the reason why that is because I guess Mercury Steam was quietly working on it the entire time after they finished Samus Returns. So that was 2017. So it's been what is that at this point? 4 years. So they've been working on this game for a while.
And no one's telling me that they haven't been working on Breath of the Wild 2 since
I know
the moment they finished.
Since the moment, since that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. I'm not going to pronounce this name, so I'm going to call it what Daniel called it. RGG Studio. Oh, you want to say it, Daniel? Go ahead.
I'll show you. It's Ryu, like the character. Ryu ga Gotoku. Ryu ga
Gotoku.
Ryu ga Gotoku.
I gave it one shot. That's all they get.
You can say RGG.
RGG Studio is developing a new game outside of the Yakuza/Judgment universe. Bum, bum, bum. Daniel, what do you got to say on this?
It's very interesting because if you remember a couple months ago, I think even before Lost Judgment came out, they were like, they were saying, "Oh yeah, we're in the new works of the sequel to, I guess, Like a Dragon." So we know that they've already been working on that game.
So we're assuming that'll be a proper Yakuza 8.
Yes, and I'm assuming that's next year. So this game is probably going to be their following game, so 2023, I would assume. Which would give them plenty of time. They work very fast. So this would give them plenty of time to have a new IP. And that's very awesome. These guys having a new IP makes me
Is the idea that they are just making like a game that's very much like Yakuza, that's not in the Yakuza universe? Is that what this is? I know they make other shit. Like they just made Super Monkey Ball. Or I know that's a remake of like the first one.
No, that wasn't
They make those too. I'm pretty sure that's them.
No, I know it's Sega. I don't think that's them. You could correct me if I'm wrong. It is Sega, but I don't think that's that. I know Kiryu is in the game. You could put Kiryu inside that little ball and run around. I know there's like a little crossover thing there, but
they made Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Interesting.
They made Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD in 2019. So yeah, they also make those games. Or they took it over.
And this team is huge. This team is very big. That they work very fast, so I don't know about if they're going to continue with that.
They also made Virtual Fighter 5, which came out this year.
Huh? This team is insane.
It's a big team. It's like Sega's main team.
It's one of them for sure. But yeah, I assume the next Yakuza is next year.
Yeah, they didn't make Virtua Fighter though, did they? 5. They've just made a version of it to be released because that game's been out for ages.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about
one of those ones iterations that come out.
Okay.
So it seems like both of these games that they made were just like HD.
Yes, the monkey ball was for sure.
I wonder if this possibly, it might be too early to, that strategic partnership with Microsoft, with Sega and that. Is there going to be anything with that?
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Maybe a lead into that.
I wonder if this might lead.
Do you think they'll wait? Like this will be like an E3,
maybe
Xbox E3 next year?
Maybe. It'd be good. It'd be nice to see some fruits from that.
Yeah.
What do you want to see out of a new game from them, Daniel? Like, do you want just like another Yakuza type game, just in a different world, universe type thing? Chris, are you a big Yakuza fan too?
I want to be. I played Yakuza 0 and I got to the first bit of karaoke, sucked at it, and thought, is it gonna need me to do this? Because I'm enjoying everything, but I sucked at the karaoke.
Usually, you only have to do like a little bit of one and then move on, and then you won't have to go back to it.
Good, I'll jump back in because it's like I really want to love this, but I'm really bad at rhythm games.
Yeah, don't worry too much about
me. And I want to play Like a Dragon. It looks brilliant. Plus, there's crossovers with New Japan Wrestling as well with some of the Yakuza stuff. Like they've got wrestlers in the games and things. I'd quite like to see them.
Oh, like actors?
They are
cool.
playing characters, yeah.
I guess to answer your question, Connor, like I talked about earlier in the show, Binary Domain was made by them in 2012. Like this studio, I just want to see them flex their muscles. Like they made a turn-based RPG last year. They've made action games. They've made third-person cover shooters like Gears. Like just let them. What do they want to make? I want them to show me something new. You know, whatever it is, I want to play it.
You just want them to whip it out, don't you?
100%. Whip it out, and I'll play it. Play with it. Play it. Whatever it is.
Wow.
Whatever
There's some energy on this guy. Oh man, I'm having a good time.
Some odd energy going on in today's show. All right, moving on then. Tencent has bought a major share of ukulele developer Playtonic.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go. Tencent taking over the world.
Just pulling out a couple of notes from the back pocket.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because I wanted Playtonic to make Banjo, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, not now. Unfortunate. How many studios is Tencent invested in now? It's a lot.
I mean, they're everywhere. They're in Epic. They have shares in way too many companies that you probably wouldn't even think of.
They're like that dust that lands on your console, and you want to move it.
My console's clean. I dust my stuff.
They're just there, aren't they?
Fucking nerd.
They're everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere. Not good. Not a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think it really changes the structure of the development team at all and like what they're making and stuff like that. It doesn't really seem like Tencent comes in and is like, no, you guys are making this now and stuff like that. Or I think they would have to own majority shares to even do that, right? So
they just want to pull.
Yeah, who knows how much it affects the team
to make some more money.
Yeah, so they could buy even more things. Yeah, pretty much.
And we'd all do it if we had no money.
Probably not.
I'll put my fingers all up in your pie.
I just gone out to Xbox, but look, got all this money. I just want a piece. And they'll be like, yeah, how much you offering?
Would Xbox do that? Microsoft's like the richest company in the world. They just
like, fuck off. I just walk in with $6 billion and they're like, it's not enough. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, not enough.
And Phil Spencer just throws me out and stay out.
Cool.
And takes my
t-shirt off. Say on this.
No.
And then pinches your nipples.
Oh man, that was so
yeah. Honestly, I wish they would have stayed independent.
Yeah, I wish Xbox. Phil, you should have bought them beforehand.
It's hard, you know.
Too late now.
Let's think of the integrity of it. If someone offers you so much money, you just unfortunately
you don't have to take it.
Yeah, just take. If someone walked through your door now and said, "Here's $5 million,"
and they could tell me what to do with that because they bought a share of my brain or something to make me do whatever they wanted me to do, I'm not doing that. I have integrity.
Billion. I don't know. I'm just saying, if
you can have my whole brain for $5 million.
Oh my god!
I'll give you the whole thing. There's not much there, but you can have it.
Let me pull out my 5.
But you know what I mean? Like, if someone offered you money and they wanted you to do something, like it wouldn't be as easy as a no, would it? Like,
yeah, but maybe they should have just pitched Xbox on a Banjo game, and Xbox would have thrown them a bunch of money.
Maybe. I don't know.
Surely
I'm just throwing. Right? Again, I'm not trying to make this into a story, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like, there's other ways to get investment than just taking people buying shares from you.
Wait. You can hear Jeff Grubb typing the story now. I mean, we all want things, but sometimes it comes down to one thing. Like, at the end of the day, everything goes down to the bottom line, and it's money. And I've had this conversation about everything this week.
Yeah.
Money.
Let's wait and see what it comes to. Because if it is a case of no, we're just going to put some money in and we're not going to affect your creative integrity. We're going to let you go on, do what you were going to do. We just think you're a company we want to back. fine. It's if they do start poking in and telling you what to do, because then, yeah, you've got a point, Daniel, in terms of your integrity, and you don't have to take it if they're going to compromise your vision.
Yeah, we'll probably see what they've been working on. I mean, ukulele in the Impossible layer, it's been a couple years now, so I mean, they're probably doing a new ukulele game, I would assume, soon. We'll see.
That we will. Our final news story. We finally got our first look at Warner Brothers Super Smash Bros. Style fighting game titled Multiverses.
Mm-hmm.
This game has Superman.
They had a whole trailer.
It's got a bunch of shit. I didn't watch it.
It has there was somebody in there that was not leaked. I don't know if you watched the trailer. Arya Stark from Game of Thrones is in this game. It doesn't make any sense. Yes. She was not a part of the leak. Man. She is in the game. I can't wait
to slit Shaggy's throat, just come up behind.
Oh, and we should
remembers,
Yeah, that was it was the Lannister remembers.
That's it.
Or no, I'm sorry.
No. The Lannister remembers is the right line.
But you were stabbing like a Lannister thing, which was the.
Then she slit that old guy's throat,
regards.
Kill their family, and then say the North remembers.
The North remembers, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
And question my Game of Thrones knowledge.
Oh, I've watched a lot.
Arya Stark is voiced by Maisie Williams.
They have all the voice actors, everyone. Matthew Lillard is Shaggy.
They got the dog for Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo's not in it.
Scooby-Doo's not in it, really? But
no,
Shaggy?
It's just Shaggy.
Jake the dog is.
Jake the dog is in it. Which they got John DiMaggio. They got everyone to do the voice.
They got Marcus Phoenix.
They got Kevin Conroy. Yeah, Marcus Phoenix. Yeah, they got him to do
Jake the voice for Jake the dog. If you didn't understand.
Yeah.
His
range is insane. His range is crazy.
Oh my God, he does so much shit.
I know. They got Kevin Conroy to be Batman again. They got Tara Strong as Harley Quinn. Like, they got pretty much everyone to be their character. The game, the art style is the only thing that bothers me. Like, everything else, I'm like, it looks pretty cool. It looks like a good Smash game.
Looks like a free-to-play game, right?
The graphical, like, it just looks free-to-play to me.
I think the rumor was it is free-to-play, right?
It is. It is free.
It is.
They said
that on this thing.
No, they said in the trailer that they're doing a.
I just read that.
Like a test. They're doing a test this next month. You could like sign up on their website to do that, and it's probably middle of next year. I would maybe May. I would say April.
Definitely not February.
Chris, what character are you most
I'm about to
to
move Natalie's birthday out of February. That's how busy it is. All right.
I'm thinking you do that legally.
What? Watch me. All right. Elden Ring's there.
Take her birth certificate.
I'm up for seeing what Batman's like in it. But, yeah, animated Batman.
Uses his grappling hook.
You big Smash guy, Chris?
Not really. I've played a bit of it. I don't mind it, but I've not got the skills on it. It comes across a bit of a butt basher for me. But I do like it.
Yeah, this looks great, I think. Like, this is a great idea. Why not? Get all your IPs and smash them into a game. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, they also heavily like emphasized net what is it, netback or whatever it's called. For their servers.
Yeah.
Rollback netcode. They highly emphasize like having good servers, dedicated servers at launch. Like they are making this. They're trying to make it play smoothly online. So
exciting, and
that's very good. That's where Smash really fails. As much I'm a huge Smash fan, that's where Smash fails. Is you cannot play a game online really,
and that's how you get that the fighting game community. Like
exactly.
You like whiffed a little like good server. They're like, servers. Ooh.
I could play good online. Ooh, that smell.
Anyway,
servers.
Honestly, like they love it, man. They fucking love it.
All right, we will now move on to what we have been playing. Let's start with our guest, Chris. What have you been playing?
Nothing at all. No, I've been playing a mixture of games, and one of which was very kindly provided by yourselves, and very kindly provided, I believe, by the good folks. I'm not sure how you got hold of it, in fairness, I'm going to say. The game is Among Trees. Sims, how did you get it? Pop Agenda. Thank you very much, Pop Agenda. I've played about 5 hours of Among Trees. It's a PC game that was released last year on the Epic Games Store with exclusivity and has recently dropped on Steam. It was a beta up until recently. If you aren't aware of the game, it is stunningly beautiful. The colours are wonderful. It's all blues and yellows and everything. Basically, it's a first-person game where you are basically in the middle of a forest. You've got a little cabin with very little in it, and you're basically just told, go outside, get your stuff, and survive. So go looking for food, pick up, there's loads of mushrooms and plants and raspberries and all sorts of stuff. There's a river where there's water. Hello?
Is there a narrative reason why you're in this forest doing things?
Very little. It's a nice place to be. Go and live your life. It doesn't bother with narrative or giving you anything like that. Up to a point, and I'm going to get to the point where I think, unfortunately, they don't quite stick the landing.
Okay.
But you go off and you explore, and it is very much the case of just pick a direction, go in whichever you want. Like one way, there's a river. They're surrounded by rocky mountains. There's rabbits running around all the places. Loads of electricity pylons that are sort of just randomly there, and if they're there, there's probably boxes and things where you can pick up bolts and little bits and pieces, giving you a hint as to where the game's going. There's boxes you can't open, some that require an axe, and basically you're picking up bits and pieces that you've got to get back and craft. So you've got to expand your room and make it your cabin and give yourself a crafting room so you can build things like your axe and a fishing rod and what have you. All the way through the game, which has got a day and night cycle. It's each day you've got to keep yourself well fed, well watered. You've got an overall heart thing. If you're getting tired, if you're too cold, so you're constantly trying to balance this. So you're being told basically go and explore, but if you go too far, you might not make it back to the cabin in time, and you'll die if you don't. If it's too cold, so you're constantly going, oh, if I eat this will give me a bit of health, and it'll also warm me up a bit. And for the most part, it's just you go off and explore it. It's very nice, plays very lovely music, really atmospheric sounds and everything. There are threats out there, i.e., there's bears.
Watch out for them bears.
Not bears.
Yeah. You can avoid bears, but as someone who's died twice to a bear in this game, if they smell you, there's no avoiding them. Or at least
outrun them.
No.
Oh,
no. not at the level of the game where I am at the moment, anyway. I end up with a bear on top of me, ripping me to shreds. But most of the time, there's no threat. It did start to feel a bit aimless. It was I'm enjoying it. I can see that I can make food. I can go. I want to get enough to get this. I wanted to get my cooking station set up first, so I was okay, I need to go and get enough pieces for that. So I've got to go and find some driftwood. Okay, I'll go down to the river, I'll get some water to refresh myself from the river, and I'll get this driftwood. And I was starting to build that up, and I felt I've got the choice of which room I'm going to build first. That's where I'm going to go. I thought I'll get food. Then it's I'm going to get my crafting station so I can start building my tools. So I've wandered off, and I'm going to looking for all my bits and pieces. And I'm having a good time with that, because all of a sudden it's now I've got enough to build my crafting room. The crafting room, just before then, I was starting to get a bit bored, because I was you don't know. You go off in a direction, you have no guarantee what's going to be there. So I could spend ages walking in that one direction and not come across any of the stuff I need. There's no guarantee I'm going to hit a pole. I'm going to have to wander around. So I was seeing whole days disappearing, and all I'd really managed to do was pick up a few button mushrooms and some raspberries, and then had to leg it back before I died of hypothermia. And then I managed to find an area with lots of bits of debris, and it was enough to build my crafting table, and that's just opened the game up, because all of a sudden I can build a compass, I can make a map, I can get a canteen for water, make an axe, the fishing rod, all this other stuff, and it's okay, well, that means I can go further afield, I can survive longer. I'm loving it. It's brilliant. But the bit where I say I don't know whether they've stuck the landing is I wake up one morning, open my door, and there's this cute-ass little fox sitting outside, and it's oh, that's sweet.
Don't
and it's
that fox.
You can. Pardon?
Don't trust that fox.
Well, it's a very cute fox, and it says you can pet the fox. So you go and you stroke the fox, and the fox is going to be your friend. It's going to be your pet, and it will go and find things for you. Only problem is, it then flashes up. Make sure you feed your pet in the next 3 days. They need to feed at least once. They like fish. So that's the game telling me, you need to get a fishing rod. You need to go fishing. Go and do this. I'm like, I was enjoying being able to choose what I was doing. Now I've got this cute-ass...
Can you unfriend? Him?
Well, I want the fox, but I don't want the fox to be dependent on me.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I've got to go and look after this fox.
I have a question regarding the fox.
Go on.
Can you eat the fox?
I haven't got anything to kill anything with yet.
Saying, just a big rock.
Bare hands.
Yeah. You can't. There's no violence in this game, and I don't even know.
Hold on, let's go back to the bear devouring you.
I am going to be able to hunt, I believe, at some point. So at some point, I'm going to be able to kill animals. I presume these rabbits are going to get it, but yeah.
And those bears.
So you said there's no narrative that keeps you there. Is there something on the hill that's supposed to you got to get to here? Nope. Is there's no main objective to get to? Nope. It's just survive.
It's tranquil and enjoy the ride. They describe it as a zen-like experience, and I completely get that. It's very nice to wander around and just do it at your own pace. That's why it was a bit wrenching when it suddenly found no. Now you need to go get the stuff for the fishing rod because your fox is going to die. So that bit was a bit. Threw me a bit, to be honest.
They just kind of threw a kid at you, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, deal with this.
Hey, you got to take care of this now. What the fuck?
But generally, I really like it. I'm not sure how well it's going to be supported going forward. If you follow the the talk about the game online and you look at it on Twitter and everything, because I wanted to sort of get a bit of a feel of is this the way it's going to go? And there was a lot of people talking about abandonware and they're not really doing anything. But the developers on Twitter every couple of months go, no, we're still working on the game. We're going to get it out. It's going to get released on other systems, maybe on other systems, and it's coming to other storefronts, i.e. Steam. And we're working on the update. We're just concentrating on the update, but they're not really giving you any information about it. So some people are a bit suspect about how far it's going to be supported.
I think Stardew Valley's quite the same. You just go really quiet, and the next minute it'll be boom. Here's all this stuff. What I'm hoping. I think that's what will happen, especially if they at least they're coming out of the woodwork every couple of weeks and going, look, chill out, man. We're gonna sort this out for you, but we're busy. I'm guessing there's about 6 of them in one room.
Yeah, it's a small team by the look of it. I think they need to step up their Twitter game though, just to reassure people a bit and go, okay, it's fine. The other thing that I will say, and obviously whenever I've come on this, I've always talked about how much I love VR. This game needs to come to VR. To be in that wood doing that stuff, I would be so happy. They've got no plans to do it according to their FAQs. Please, if it's at all possible, if any major team takes it on and go, okay, we'll do a version for you, this game would be beautiful in VR. It really would. It would work so well. No, I highly recommend it. It's not an expensive game, but yeah, I'm going to play more of it. I'm going to see if this fox leads me down the wrong path, but it's really, 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 really good. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to try it. I do recommend it. Check it out. It's not going to break the bank, I don't think, but you'll have a good time with it.
Regarding the let's say hypothetically 50 hours in, what would it look like? Bigger a house, loads of equipment. You can do your house up. You can really do decorations and really make it your own. At which point you'll be cooking all sorts of stews. So you just be
making all sorts.
Not worrying about dying and having a woolly coat and stuff like that. I'm guessing.
The game it reminds me the most of is, have you played Raft at all?
Yes, I played Raft.
It's like Raft. You're getting your bits and pieces and you're like, I'll make myself a bigger place for this and I'll go and do that. It's got that vibe to it, but with slightly less peril.
And any closing thoughts on the game?
I'd like to see it come to consoles. I'd like to see them eventually. I think it'd do very well on the Xbox. It's the sort of thing, if it came on Game Pass, it'd kill.
I can't believe it's not. I'm looking at the couple pictures of it right now. The game looks absolutely beautiful.
It's gorgeous, and the sound is brilliant. It has had I've had a couple of weird crashes early on, but for the last 3 or so hours, I've not really had any problems with it at all. It's a nice place to be.
Two final questions for myself. What did you play it on, and what kind of like I don't know gubbins have you got in it, like graphics cards, processor, etc. And what would you score it as?
I played it just using my Shadow PC. I don't think it's a particularly taxing game anyway, so I don't think people are going to struggle to run it. But yeah, very, very pretty anyway. So it's mouse and keyboard. I think people have said you can play it with a controller if you use like the Steam big picture mode. It will do it. And I imagine with the limited controls I've had so far, because I'm not that far into it yet, I could imagine mapping that to a keyboard, to a controller, and having a good time. When you get more skills and stuff, maybe not. But no, in terms of, it's a healthy 7 in the early days, but it could get more.
7 for the early god. 7. We're in 7.
Ooh.
Out of 10. Just clarify. Yeah. Not out of 100. It's very good.
Out of 100.
Yeah. It's a healthy 7. Could develop into something more.
Good game.
Fantastic.
I will update you again if I can at some point.
Can we just give Chris a massive round of applause, because he smashed that as well. Really, that was amazing. Like, here we go, man.
Good job,
Did
Chris.
some research, like read some notes, man. Like, really appreciate that, man. I'm really, tear to my eye, man. Go and play this game, children.
Other than that, I've played a bit of the Halo Infinite drop. That was really cool. Yeah, beta. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Never heard of it.
Let me pause you real quick. I'll just open this up to everyone. Let's just have a giant Halo Infinite discussion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us have been playing it.
Yeah.
Daniel, let's start with you, Halo fan number 1 on this podcast. I mean, you got the little symbol next to your name, so.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's this side. Yeah.
It's there.
I like it a lot. I always say this, but I still have criticisms of just more of choices that they still decide to have sprints. I don't want sprint in Halo. It doesn't belong in Halo. They don't need to appease Call of Duty or any other multiplayer fans. They should be appeasing the Halo fans, which is funny that they're appeasing the Halo fans in other ways. They just chose not to do it for like this. I also I do think the sprint feels fine. Like the slide, I think feels fine. I don't need that stuff in Halo. It doesn't improve Halo in any way to me. If I actually
feel like a game nowadays has to have it.
No, I don't think so at all. Doom doesn't have either one. Yes, Sims.
But Doom, you move so fast.
But that's why I think that's what they should be doing.
And yes. I'm not trying to be a dickhead either. Like, is this a Daniel thing, or is this an overall Halo community thing? Like, is
overall
there
Halo
a
community?
majority?
It's not just me.
Okay.
It's not. I don't even know if it's a majority, but it is a contentious thing in the community. Some people really like it. Some people don't. Yes, Chris.
I'm in the category of I like it. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I know people do.
I'm not the big multiplayer guy, but I'm just wondering if they gave you maps where it was turned off, i.e. you was like old school Halo, would you be happy then? If they sort of go, like, we're going to appease you and we're going to appease you, and see which.
I don't think they would ever do that. That's just like a part of the control scheme. I mean, they already have the ranked. They already have the ranked game mode, which is probably where I'm going to be sitting and playing most of the time, which is no radar, battle rifle starts, very specific time lengths for the game modes, things like that.
I should point out, I like Halo multiplayer a lot. I would like to play a lot more of it, but I suck. That's the problem with me and multiplayer Halo. Always has been. I really like. It's like, this looks great. The weapons are great. All these vehicles. It's brilliant. Everyone's going around, and then I get killed. But I have my moments. But yeah,
I guess to sum up real quick, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't like playing Halo by myself, so I usually try to wait and play it at least with one other person. So I haven't probably played as much as you guys actually.
You'll have played more than me. I've not played much.
And me.
Not me.
It sounds like you've played more than me, Sims.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, so I just got my Xbox, got the special edition Halo on. Got the controller. Here it is. There you go. Yeah, it's nice.
I've never been so proud of you when you got that Xbox. I don't know why. I'm just like, that's my boy.
This console, just getting off track. This was like my hardest earned console. I think it was hard to get this. It was hard to get the pre-order, and I saved up a bunch of money for it. It wasn't like last year with the PS5 where I got that invite and I just got it immediately, and I had the money from they were giving out free money in the US for fucking COVID. It wasn't free money, but it comes from tax. Anyways, I had plenty of money for that. This console, well earned for me. Definitely my favorite console that I've ever owned. Definitely the coolest console I've ever owned.
Looks so good.
Oh, it looks so cool. The sound effects when you turn it on, love that shit.
What is the button sound effect?
Oh, man.
It makes like
when
a cool halo noise. Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
It's cool. Yeah, I love the controller as well. The controller is so cool. Yeah, we are. I know. I got to point out the grips on the controller. I know we were talking about this before the show, but this is awesome.
Yes,
Put this on
1 year late, children.
I love that.
Have you ever held an Elite controller?
No.
Oh, dude.
Grips on that too.
You don't even know.
This
grip started with the Elite.
The grip is not like my favorite thing. My only complaint with the controller, Phil, we got to have a heart-to-heart for a second. Phil Spencer. This shit.
Get a playing charge kit.
What the fuck is that, Phil? What year? It is 2021, and we are still using AA batteries in a controller.
Don't change a thing. Ignore him. Some of us really
Why
like
the hell? Why would you like that? Why would you like having to go out and buy? I know, Daniel. I can go out, buy the thing, but I gotta buy an extra.
That's not even what I was gonna say. It's not even what I was gonna say. The PlayStation controller dies in like 4 hours. My Xbox controller, I charge like every 4 days.
I can just get up and plug it in and recharge it. Okay. I don't have to get up and go to the store and buy new AA batteries, which I use for absolutely nothing in 2021.
I'm with you with the batteries, but I have a playing charge kit, and I don't even think about charging my controller. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I guess it's low. It's been like a week and a half. Okay. When I play my PS5 controller, it dies so quickly.
Good to go.
Insane.
What's the problem with batteries?
The problem with that is that I then have to go out and buy more batteries.
It's buying more.
Why are you playing charge kit if you're not happy? But
I will, and I plan on it. I'm just saying, it is absolutely ridiculous. Everything is chargeable in 2021. Everything.
I agree that it should be chargeable, but they need to keep that. They need to keep that.
Look, I know there's like conspiracy theories with this, that them and Microsoft have a deal with Duracell, and like I'm starting to fucking believe it that this new controller they actually have a deal with Duracell. Because why is the Xbox Series X that came out in 2020 still using AA batteries? I just don't get it.
Because
I just don't get it.
There's no.
I have a flashlight that is rechargeable.
Yeah.
A fucking flashlight. Are you telling me this $70 controller can't fucking charge?
I'm with you, but I'm going to go with the PS5 controller. I love that controller; it's brilliant. But I have to have one on cycle so that when that one dies, I've got another one ready. Whereas if my Xbox controller dies, it's literally minutes, and I can have a fully recharged controller because I'll put new batteries in, and that lasts ages.
You don't have batteries, in which it'll take hours for you to walk all the way to the store in Derby, which is like 18 miles away from you, and you don't have a car, so you gotta walk.
Oh, no.
Any modern place has batteries.
I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. I didn't mean to get off on a whole thing on this. Love the controller.
Me and Connor asked, we were talking privately, does the Elite have batteries as well?
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could swap it out, but yeah.
That's ridiculous because that's like $150 controller, maybe
but
more.
You could swap it out with a playing charge kit, and then you've got the same as PlayStation. So you could.
My problem with that is they're forcing you to buy an add-on for the controller.
I am definitely with you, Connor. I kind of wish that maybe it could come with a playing charge kit.
That'd be nice.
But the nice thing about how they do it, though, Connor, I know I want to move on, is because the playing charge kits thing is nice because you can also swap it out with a new thing. Like with the PlayStation, I've heard of people's, even with the DualShock 4, of their batteries getting worse and worse and worse and worse. With your Xbox, if your playing charge kit's getting worse, you just buy a new one, right? You can't really do anything if your controller's just dying unless you just buy a whole new controller, you know?
That's all fine. I understand the PlayStation controller dies very quickly. I wish it was all just like the Pro controller on the Switch, honestly, because that thing lasts
Switch is the best controller.
I haven't charged that fucking thing since I bought it.
I know, 6 months.
I will say, in the defense of the PlayStation 5 joypad, if you've got all the features turned on, it is doing more than the Xbox One with the haptics and everything at the moment.
Yeah, but who really wants that?
No,
Maybe.
everybody wants that. except you,
Everybody here.
the
I'm
minority.
completely sold on that one.
Even the features they have on the, like, I was playing Forza last night and I'm driving through the dirt and then you feel the rumble and it gets very bumpy when you're driving off road and stuff like that. That shit's cool. I love that shit. I wish I had more, honestly.
Yeah, I'd love that.
But back to Halo. Love it.
Yeah.
Feels great thus far. Love some of the new weapons. Only like 4 hours in, so I can't like fully speak on my multiplayer experience. Also, I have to play with people. I gotta play with you guys. You guys gotta hit me up. We gotta all play at some point because I need people to play this with. Because I do get
easy wins if I play.
Down. I'm down. I don't care. I'm like decently good at Halo myself. I'm sure I'm not as good as Daniel, but like I'm pretty good compared to like how I am at other multiplayer games. I'm much better at this than I am COD or anything else. Like I'm usually like in first place when I'm playing on like quick play and first, like shit like that. But yeah, love the game thus far. The shotgun feels great. The new shotgun, love that. I'm a big fan of the sprint and the slide. I like that shit. I wish they had more of it, honestly. I wish the dash was back from 5, if I'm being fair. Yeah, I like
it's
that.
in the game. It's just an equipment.
More shit, the better. Give me that grappling hook the whole time. I would love that. Any wall running, like I said.
Wall running, dropping some titans in.
Yeah. That's all I want. That's all I want. But yeah, it still feels great. Feels just like Halo. How you remember, if you're a fan of Halo, this is exactly how it feels. I mean, besides, the sprint and the slide. But yeah, I'm having a great time with it. It's awesome that it came out that day. It came out the day I was getting my new Xbox too, which was just great. Nice. And then having that with Forza is just so much fun. I'm having a great time with that. Sims, your thoughts on Halo?
Yeah. I mean, I just, when it dropped, I was excited for the team, as I've said. Like, I never really thought, I'll play it. But I was just like, why not? I downloaded it on the PC. First thing I downloaded it on, I was like, why not? Let's try the PC. Double click the game to start it. I mean, my graphics, it says, your graphics card is not compatible. My 1060 3 gig is like, you need 4 gig. So I clicked OK. I was like, okay, whatever. Just download on the Xbox. But the game just loaded up and worked. So I don't know what my computer. I think my processor's helping it. I don't know. Computers are dumb.
Real quick, Connor, if you have to go, you can go. We can finish it with the 3 of us.
I'll go before the game.
Okay.
Got a little while.
And then, you put me off. I enjoyed it. I played it. No, it's fine. It's fine. I played it keyboard and mouse. Couldn't get used to it. Then went to a controller because switching from keyboard and mouse to controller on the Xbox from PC.
I've heard it's so smooth. I haven't done any of that.
I just picked it up, turn it on, link Bluetooth, boom, done. Like literally, I could go, I've done like it's simple as that. Like I could instantly. Like there's no going into configurations. I could have done what.
Kind of shout out to all their configs. Like they have a lot of in-depth, different little things you could do. They did a lot of work in that area.
Well, I mean, I just played it on a whim one night, and I was like, whatever. I'll play it one time. Not bothered. Not really a Halo fan. More of a Gears fan. And yeah, really just like after when I picked the controller up, because that's just who I am. I really want to master this keyboard and mouse malarkey because that's what the cool kids are nowadays. But I just had a good time. Like I just like it was like it didn't feel like a Call of Duty of like one shot. What did he say? Why is he laughing? Why is nobody else laughing?
No, I'm looking at Connor because I said I'm cool. And then Connor was like,
All right, I don't. When only Daniel laughs, I get worried. I'm like, why is he laughing? But it's not like Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty, like dead. All right, respawn, dead, and it's like.
And you're not the biggest just FPS in general.
No,
like not even not even multiplayer. You just don't really care too much about just FPS.
Well, picking up the sticks on Halo last night on the Xbox for the first time. Last night, and I was just like getting 7 or 8 kills. Like, I mean, that doesn't sound a lot to you guys. Probably you're racking up 20s or whatever. But I was playing that ABC. What's it called?
It's Stronghold.
I was playing Stronghold with the boys, randos, and I was just like holding it down. Like I was like, oh right, throw a grenade into the beat. Like I got a double kill with Daniel. Like, and I just felt like a badass, and like I pretty much mastered the whole shoot the shield off. Then give him the good melee. Like, I was just like, I'm having a good time. Like, I was like ashamed to admit it. Like, I've said in our chat so many times, like, I just want to go play some Halo. Everything else is
Don't
gone.
be ashamed.
I just feel so dirty, man. Like, I don't like it. I'm joking. I'm messing around. But no, I'm a Gears man. I was always a Gears fan. I was like, I never really got the Halo thing. Yeah. Maybe I just didn't.
You don't have to pick alliances here. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
You can like all these games.
Like them all. It's a safe space. Yeah. But no, I'm really enjoying it. I've only played a couple of games. I really want to play with the boys. Do you know what I mean? Like, So if you guys know
I played
anybody,
a few games with you.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. But I enjoyed that. Maybe you helped with the.
I just wish that we could have talked because I was doing all the call outs.
I probably couldn't.
Stuff,
I couldn't have talked anyway. Either way, I just wanted to listen to you. If I could listen to you, I'd have him loads better.
That's fine. I mean, I always take the role of doing call outs. That's usually my role.
I'm willing to like definitely play with you, definitely not listen to you, and just piss you off generally.
Yeah, you're one of those call out guys because I'm gonna completely ignore you when you say shit.
But no, yeah,
the opposite of what you want.
Rush B, I'm going to see.
We should definitely get on Saturday night. Like, I mean,
yes, I can't do Saturday night.
Looks like Daniel was playing on his own. But I don't know, we'll figure something out. Like Sunday night, just like we'll all just like. I think we can line up. We normally line up one. There's some
Sunday night.
Do Sunday night, a couple of hours. Chris,
you guys are all my video game friends now, and you are forced to play this with me. You have no choice.
It's Halo. You cannot pull teeth. Like it doesn't need to. You don't need to be pulling my teeth to play Halo. I will play Halo anytime.
Oh, man, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to. I'm looking.
I will gladly carry you guys to victory all the time.
Have any of us dived into the whole battle pass thing yet? Because I don't really fully understand it.
It's a joke.
I just don't like. I don't understand any battle pass. Like I've never gotten into any of these, so I don't really get. Like I get you're just like kind of leveling up the bar. Apparently, people are having a lot of problems with it. I just don't get it.
A little bit. Isn't like other ones.
Yeah, in a general battle pass, it's like basically you get XP for doing little things, and then there is a challenge. You know, you do certain things on a certain daily basis. Of like Fortnite, for example, there's like. Yeah, no, you do something in Fortnite or whatever, and it gives you a big chunk of XP, which then fuels the progress up to.
I think you jump too many steps for him. So number one, Connor, the big issue is you're not every like game you're getting.
You slow down, Sims.
I know he's jumping like 3 steps ahead. Number one, you're not getting XP towards the battle pass for just playing games and getting kills. You actually have to be doing specific challenges. Complete 2 matches, destroy a warthog with a rocket launcher, and then you'll get XP. So people have an issue with just not constantly getting a little bit of XP.
So I'm supposed to like go in the menus, find these challenges, and then
you'll see them.
Challenges instead of just playing the game.
And they've said, we're looking at it though.
Yes, there was a story I saw. Major Nelson had done something like they are looking into it. It's a beta right now, so they're gonna move. They'll move quick. 343 really likes to listen, and they have for
this will
with
change.
all of it will change
100% because it's stupid. I mean, I was even like I was at work earlier just chopping my onions, crying like a little girl, onions, and I was like, do I want to buy this battle pass? Do I want to buy this?
I might buy it. Like, how much is, like, I just don't get, like, what do you buy? I saw there's, like, $5 tiers, $10 tiers. Like, what do you get with that? You just buy
there's a currency. That's currency.
That's currency.
Oh, that's currency?
So I think you need the lowest amount of currency to buy, I think it's 1,000 Halo points. Is that what they're calling it?
I think the lowest is 500,
and mine was like,
I think there is 1,000.
And I could buy that for I can get the Battle Pass for $7.99. So you would probably be like $10.
I think it's 10. Yeah, I think it's 10 for that battle pass.
And then there's one where you get the battle pass and 25 levels because you can buy levels because Snowbite Mike's level 61, £150 down.
See, cool. I didn't buy the battle pass. I will say I did buy a skin because it's like, why not? I don't really like to do much of this, but I did buy a skin. Like I don't like the esports teams. Like I like old school Halo. Esports, but those teams, I'm not big into the FaZe clan and all that, but I liked the Cloud9 skin, which was like black and blue. I really liked that, so I bought that, and I'm like, here you go, 343, here's however much that was. So I did buy that.
Yeah.
As not the biggest multiplayer guy, this is all just very foreign to me. You know, I just don't
really need to worry about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I was huge multiplayer on the 360 era, playing Halo and stuff like that. And then last gen, all I played multiplayer was I got in Titanfall 2 a lot and Crash Team Racing, and that's like literally it. Besides, UFC 2, and those are like literally the only multiplayer games I experienced over the last like 8 years or so. So now going into this, and it seems like all games do this now with the season and the battle pass and shit like that. It's just all very foreign to me, and I don't really get it yet.
If you want the skins, then yeah, go nuts. Like if you think you're gonna play it,
basically, Connor, they took away the ways that we used to unlock things, like in Halo Reach. They took that and put it behind an extra paywall. So there you go.
I always thought it was free.
No one likes. I've told you this all the time that the battle passes suck. I tell you this is how they've locking. The nice thing is that Call of Duty at least still has unlockables, and then on top they have battle pass. Unlike other games.
the really nice thing about this, though, as well, you have to remember, is that in the past you would have bought this game and then bought the Battle Pass. This is included with your Game Pass subscription, which you were going to get anyway. So you haven't spent the money on the game. Yeah, you're still going to be.
It's free to play anyways, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Free to play. Yeah.
The multiplayer is free to play, but in the past you would have bought a game before you even thought about buying any of these things. So it's not bad economics until you go to the crazy Snowbike Mike level. That's insane.
But that's just Snowbike Mike.
That's
a crazy. It's a crazy.
That's £1,000 on FIFA 2015, thinking it's never going to go away. And
Chris, who would do
that?
Who would do such a
turn those servers off?
You must be mental, you know? Mental.
Stupid bastard. Pounds as well. Must have been English. Connor. Let's talk about your Xbox a bit more. We've all been playing Forza. Have we all been playing Forza?
Yeah.
Let's all talk about Forza.
Decent amount.
Not much more than last week for me.
Yeah, man.
I passed Daniel in Roads Discovered yesterday.
Yeah, so you probably. Yeah, not much I did not play much.
Why?
Because another game I'll talk about.
There's too many games in there. There is too many games. Honestly, my life for the last 2 weeks we haven't spoke has been juggling Guardians of the Galaxy, Grand Theft Auto, Forza, now Halo, and I'm worried about Pokemon tomorrow.
I mean, why would don't play it?
I'm playing that.
I know you probably will play it.
We're really excited, to be fair. But no, Forza, fucking. If Forza's just like, I've got an hour. I'm not gonna fall asleep playing Forza, and I just it's just so good. It's ridiculously just fun.
I can't believe you got the car that I've wanted.
Listen, Daniel, I had to do some dodgy shit to get that shit. Yeah, let me tell you.
I've done some backroom deals with that.
Dodgy stuff.
You got that Aston Martin.
I got loads of money. I have cheesed it. Admittedly, I've cheesed the game, but like I said, I'm not going to play it for another. I'm not going to play it for,
So how long would it take to get the 800,000 credits to get an Aston Martin? If I have $0,
just go to work and leave your Xbox on.
What do you mean?
Have you unlocked the Goliath?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a race. It's the race is called Goliath. It's a 15-minute race, and if you go into that,
is that the one that unlocks after the map expands or whatever?
If you unlock the four, really? I didn't know that.
I think the Horizon event is supposed to expand more, right? That's what it
I'll
seems
talk
like
you through it later. But basically, you unlock the Goliath event, go into the created maps, and there's a couple that's 50 laps, and then there's obviously there's all the accessibility, so you can have auto drive on. You pick that Senna you've got, that McLaren Senna, and then you just leave it on. You level 100 instantly, 8 millions, 100 wheel spins, and you.
Just as you're racing, it's just. Because you're just doing what little turns or whatever, it's just giving you XP.
It does it all
is that the idea?
All you gotta do is plug your Xbox in, and that's it.
Weird.
Lit controller, yeah. Done.
Weird.
Like I said, I've unlocked potentials of fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just. Forza looks amazing. Looks best looking game.
Best looking game I've ever seen.
It's the best looking game out there right now, definitely. Incredible environments. The sun looks great. Cars. How do you open photo mode? Does anyone know? Is there a photo mode?
Yes, it's in the menu.
Do it. It's what. You could just do it. It's like clicking the sticks.
You double click the sticks in?
I think so. That's
how it is for a lot of games, but I don't.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah,
because I just did it. I have my picture I took for you guys was me doing the photo mode. So there is a. I would just look into.
I know there's a way. I was trying. Yeah,
in the menu, maybe couple RBs and then there's photo.
I just couldn't. I looked in the menu. I just couldn't find something.
No, there's a control way to do it. That's how I did it. I didn't go in the menu.
Cool. But yeah, having a lot of fun with that. Racing cars, it's fun. I'm not good at it. Yeah, I'm very bad at it.
What are you using? What car are you using a lot?
I just use whatever one they recommend when you start a race.
Okay.
Recommend something.
I'm bringing my car. We should do this on Sunday as well. We should all just jump into a quick race so I can smoke your asses.
I'd be down. That's fun. You want to smoke my ass? Okay.
I bought the Ferrari California because I love that car. I have got the Senna, as it turned out. I had looked through my menu. I did have it.
Oh, you did get the game.
I did get it. Yeah, I got that one. I wasn't sure for some reason, but it was there. And because I bought the pass, I think I got a free car pass thing. So I've got the Shelby Cobra. which is like the most expensive thing you get. It's a lovely car to drive around in. I took it up to the volcano, pretty much big massive mountain thing, and I pretty much got most of the way up. Couldn't get all the way up, so I got my Ford, whatever the hell,
the Bronco.
4x4, the Bronco. That got right to the top. That was very satisfying. I just plowed straight up there. It's a lovely game.
Mm-hmm.
Right then.
And then sticking with my Xbox, I just downloaded some other stuff. Psychonauts 2 I downloaded again because I want to see the next gen upgrades, because I played that on PlayStation, but it was the PlayStation 4 version. So I want to see what that looked like with HDR and stuff like that. Looks great. Love that art style. HDR really makes all the colors pops and stuff like that. I regret not playing it on Xbox, but take what you get.
There's a lot of Game Pass to get in there and download.
Downloaded Oblivion just because I like that game so much, and I want to mess around with that with the 60 frames now. That was cool. That was cool to see. Really weird because I love it when they just like upgrade these games, and they were never supposed to look that good. Like this happened to me with Kingdom Hearts last gen when they switched it over to PS4. It's like this game in no world was ever supposed to look this good, and run this well, but it just does now, and it's crazy. And then other than that, I've just been having a really good time on my Xbox so far.
I recommend Superliminal as on Game Pass as well, if anyone's not played that. Really good fun, puzzling type thing. If you just want to
that Connor's already played.
It's cool.
I think me and Connor, I thought we talked about that game one point.
It dropped not too long back, and it was really good.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
I downloaded the Artful Escape. I want to get through that as well.
I really want to play it though.
At some point, that's on there. Any other Game Pass recommendations? Send them my way.
Back for Blood.
Get on there. Back for Blood. I didn't even play it.
We need to play that as well, don't we?
We do. We got a lot to play now. Sims. We also have to play UFC 4, and I have to kick your ass.
Oh yeah, don't know. I'm busy. Oh, really busy.
Now you're busy. What happened to Saturday night?
My brother, though, weirdly enough, really into UFC. Every time I walk into his bedroom, I get a whiff of weed, BO, and UFC on the TV.
You live with Connor? Is Connor your brother?
This sounds a lot like me. I need to hang out with your brother. Except the BO. He needs to put some deodorant on. I'm not down with that.
But he's really into it. So maybe I could like bring him up and he could kick your ass.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'll probably wipe the floor with him and make him cry.
100%. Connor, go to work, mate,
yes, I gotta go to work. I will see you guys later. Have a good show. Subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.
Sims, do you have any other games you want to talk about? Other than Halo.
Guardians of the Galaxy. But,
Guardians? Did you want to say anything more?
I'm enjoying it. I'm really having a good time. When I play it, I'm having a great time. But the limited amount of time that I'm either I don't want to just play it for an hour. But when I try,
what chapter are you on? Are you very far?
5.
Oh, that's a decent chunk.
I mean, yeah. Like I'm getting myself through it. Like a couple of maybe like an hour, I'm probably playing like 3 hours a week, if that. Like, I really enjoy it. Like the storytelling's great, the character interactions are great. The combat is the bit that just sends me to sleep. Like as soon as I'm in combat, I'm just like,
just go through it.
I'm trying. Yeah, like I'm not saying the game's bad because it's fun. The game's got so much monotonous. It's like the combat is like the bit I'm not bothered. Like I'd rather just sit there and listen to the story. I mean, the other day I was playing it. I fell asleep during the huddle. Like I was awake.
Yeah, if you feel that way now, I'm gonna tell you that it
you said I could turn it off, so that's the thing I'm aiming to go for. Like, I need to turn that huddle off.
Oh no, Connor said that. I didn't know that it even was
right. Someone said he could turn it off, so I'm gonna have a look at turning it off. But I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and go, "Oh, it's a bad game. It's a good game." It's a good game, obviously, but I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. Like the combat's just a bit. Yeah, and I
think it's personally a great game.
Yeah, I think I will be when I finish it. I really genuinely think
knowing you as a Marvel fan as me and Connor, I think you think it's great.
I really want to finish it, but I'm just there's too much to play. And when I've got an hour, I'm just like I may as well just play Forza, or I may as well just put Halo on, like
a game of Halo.
I just want to have a good chunk of time, and at the moment I'm not, and then I put so many games down and pick them up, and I'm just getting a bit fed up with it. I'm like, I just want to play a game, but unfortunately, life's busy. Like that's just where I am at the minute. I'm afraid, but the only thing I dislike is the combat, but like. It's kind of just like I played the way Connor did. I just got no There's no strategy. It's just like right, LB, AA for rocket, then BB for.
The only strategy is the elements, really.
Yeah, I've only just got the frozen.
That's the only strategy. Yeah.
Well, the story's really interesting. Like the flashbacks are really good. I love walking around his house and then finding all the nostalgic like the pieces of like licensed memorabilia of like. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like I am. I don't mind the characters. They're all having. I'm enjoying Drax. I enjoy Gamora. It seems to. It's just unfortunately like I just don't have time to. I don't just want to play it for an hour. I want to play it for 3 hour, 4 hour chunks, and I think the weekends are the only time I get to play
it in chapters.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like I finished. Yeah. I think I got to the end of chapter 4, and I was like, I'll turn it off. And then I tried chapter 5, and then I just thought I nodded off halfway through a battle, and I was like, fuck. I gotta stop because I'm just tired. Like it's tired, Steve. Tired little boy.
Busy boy.
I played a bit of GTA dead quick. Played San Andreas. It's great. It's okay. It looks great.
The lighting, I think, is the big improvement.
Yeah, it's the big
lighting. Yeah, that lighting looks really good. I like the lighting.
I literally just turned it on for K-Rose. I was just like, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. And then Mississippi woman, Louisiana man, we get the K-Rose again. And I love it. Absolutely, this is the greatest thing ever. I love K-Rose. And then she's like, I want to the harmonica. I'm gonna put the harmonica down south. And I'm like, what? I just forgot. I just keep dying on this really simple, stupid mission. Like one of the Sweet's girl, I think. You go pick Sweet up because he's getting attacked. And then just like, I got this really shit weapon. And then they've got Uzis and that. I just see my health just go down. I'm dead straight away. And there's no like cover mechanics. And it's just like, oh. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. But I just can't be arsed. Like, it's just literally that time aspect of things. So the games I'm really focusing on, really... I mean, I've done the Forza thing, so I can just go on that when I want to have a bit of fun. Like, I like to just drive. I got the fastest kind of game, so I'm going from I'm getting to like 290 miles per hour.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really good. Really, I'm literally just dabbling in everything. And then tomorrow Pokemon's out, so I think I'll just settle with that handheld and just have a good time. Really, just play some Pokemon. It's that time of year for Pokemon, and yeah, it's a remake. It's not getting the best reviews. Fair enough, but
and like exactly what I thought, like sevens.
And obviously with it being Ilka, isn't it? Ilka.
They're the guys I forget the name. I forget what it is. Yeah, they did Pokemon Home.
Yeah, and it's great. Like a lot of people are playing it today because there's I think it's the Australia trick where you bring it forward. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm enjoying Halo. I really want to play. I will finish Guardians. Guardians is the main one I really want to finish
it before the end of the year.
100%. Yeah, I'll be done. I'm just waiting for life to calm down a bit. Really, I'm just busy. Chris knows what it's like. You're a kid, busy. You're trying to fight for a Switch.
Yeah, you got to take care of all them kids.
And then
I take care of all my kids too.
Of course you do, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Basically, yeah. To cut a long story short, like yeah, really busy, really. Just there's too many riches at the moment, and I'm just trying to like sample it. I'm just having a good time. Like I'm just spoilt for choice, and it's not a bad thing. It's just for me. I wish I had more time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut out sleep and eating.
Yeah, of course, naturally. Overrated. So let's move on to the game. We don't have Connor here, but that's okay though. We're going to do our museum again, which we haven't done in a very long time. We haven't done it since Tucker was here. Did you want to say something, Chris?
No. I said okay. Yay. I've been on 3 times and I've not played a game once.
Yes, we're playing a game. We will be doing this. So the museum, we have a bunch of games that we've inducted into our museum. Let me see how many we got. We got 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 games. Yeah, 8 games in the museum right now. Last game was Minecraft. Tucker was the first one that is not one of us that have brought a game in. He brought in Minecraft in it, and that is in the museum now. So basically what we do is we each pick a game and have a just little dialogue about it, and then we vote on it. That's pretty much it. But you can we can't interrupt you, right? And we can do a little questioning after if we want. And that's pretty much it. Any questions, Chris?
No, sounds good. I've got my game in mind.
Well, then you go first, then, since you're the guest.
My game that I would like to be inducted is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I told you to remember it. It's a Stone Cold classic, back 1997 game. Wonderful pixel art, Metroidvania, where it comes from. Metroidvania mix of, we've talked about Samus and that side of Metroid. I'm much more the Castlevania side, and this is where it begins for the change in Castlevania to being this sort of game. Everything you do in the game is helping you to level up. So you start off and you're taking a kicking in certain areas. You will come back and you will own those areas later on. You're constantly updating, getting new gear. The story is really cool, really cheesy. Some of the dialogue's brilliant in Symphony of the Night.
Dracula,
yeah. Some of the lines, it's just brilliant. The weapons are really, really cool. You build up your own sort of style on how you want your character to play and find the weapons that work for you. The map is brilliant, sort of unlocking all the different areas. The typical Metroidvania, well, we say typical Metroidvania, this is what set the standard for it in terms of you're unlocking skills which you can then go and use somewhere else. And yeah, it's really, really satisfying. To my shame, it's one of my favourite games of all time, but I only really played it. I briefly tried it when it came to 360. Never played it on the PlayStation 1 in 97, just because I was into 3D stuff at that point, and it was just like a 2D game. I wish I had, because about 20 years later, I'm sitting with my PlayStation Vita, after listening to Colin Moriarty talking about how good it was, tried it, and it's like, gave it a proper go. It's like, I adore this game. And since gone on and played all the other ones as well, and jumping in that, I'm playing it on the Switch when I can get it, going through the advanced games. It's just so satisfying. It's one of those games when I'm playing it, and you've probably got games like this where you think to yourself, why do I play anything else? Because this is just, yeah, I'm happy in this little world of updating my character, going, I'm doing this, going to find, I've not the bit of the map. I found a new bit. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it, but it has one of the best twists in video games ever. In terms of, you think you know what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, you finished the game, have you? It's brilliant game. So yeah, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
We on to the questioning?
Yes, please.
Okay. My biggest critique, I guess, with it, and I guess this would be a critique on the genre itself, is that sometimes the Metroidvanias seem like they seem aimless sometimes, and they seem just, I'm making it to the next save point. It just seems like a save point game. Like, it's just do this to get to the next save point. Beat this boss, you get to the next save point. It just seems like it is that until you get some story moments.
It's a fair point. I actually quite like that, though. That sort of doing it in chunks, and I've always made it that, and it's why I think it probably worked for me as a Vita game. I could play it in little bits and sort of chip in. I'll get to the save point. I might play a bit later on, and that running to the save point though becomes a game in itself as well, because you're thinking, do I waste my health and my potions and things, which I could use in a boss fight, to get to the save point that may or may not be there? They're like, no, I can make this, and then you get killed just before, or you're like, I chose the wrong way. But normally you'll make it, and you'll think, yeah, I made the right decision not to use it. I find it really satisfying, that sort of loop. And I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to it as well. When I see the map and I can see a gap, it's like, I need to fill that gap in, and I want to go and find it. And it's over generous when it comes to that, because 100% completion isn't 100% with Castlevania.
No, you have to get 200. Was it 200.6 or something like that?
Something daft like that. Yeah.
It is not even 200%. It's not, because spoilers. You have to do the castle twice. And to get every single room isn't 100% for each part. It's like, I think it's 0.6 or it doesn't make any sense.
No.
But my personal only critique is that kind of feeling like it's just, and it's the same thing with Dread. It's just getting to these checkpoints, but like, it's very hard to critique Symphony of the Night. Like, I think it's perfect as well. Sims, do you have anything to say about Symphony of the Night?
Nothing. I've got no affinity for it. I heard it's one of the greatest games of all time, and I damn sure believe you. Because if other people are talking about it this many years on, then I believe it. And it's something that I'd always like to play. I do really like these Metroidvania games. Well, cast the original. I guess.
When you play them, yeah.
I played Shadow Complex, Ori, and Metroid.
Ori,
Would be
Ori last year.
Metroid would be the Metroid Dread's the next one. But yeah, I unfortunately no, I've got no questions.
The nice thing about it with Symphony of the Night is it's everywhere as well now. Apart from you can't get on the Switch yet, which I think is a bit weird. But I've got it on my phone.
I've played it on my Xbox One with the 360 version, and that was the version I played.
Yeah, PS4 version, which so it works on PS5. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Sims, would you like to go next?
No.
No.
I never win.
I'll go next. It doesn't.
No, I know. I mean, I want to listen to what you go on, and then I can.
Okay, sure. I will go next. The game I have chosen is. It was released November 15th, 2001. Made by Bungie, published by Microsoft Studios.
What could it be?
It is Halo Combat Evolved. The game that has, I would argue, not only revolutionized FPSs, but probably paved the way for gaming as we know it right now. It is a masterclass in first person feel on the console. It was no other console game has ever felt that way. It had dual analog controls, but they even made dual analog controls perfect at the start. We really haven't gone that much further in dual analog controls since then.
Didn't need to. Sorry,
didn't need to. No, it's okay. It's okay. Didn't need to. Yeah, Bungie perfected it immediately, and that is insane to even think about. Like we're 20 years later, and Halo still feels as good as it did in 2001. Yep. We probably wouldn't be playing on Xbox. Sims wouldn't even have that shirt if it wasn't for Halo. Let me see that logo. There it is. The no-go on his little nipple. Yeah, Halo. What?
That is his nipple.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't really have much else to say. I think it was a big LAN party game as well. It started with system linking because you could system link all your consoles together, have 4 players every console. Yeah, it's pretty much all I have to say. I don't think I need to say more. Any questions about Halo?
Yes. I adore Halo 2. Not Halo 2. I do adore Halo 2. I adore Halo 2. TOO.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think the music is amazing and underrated. I've mentioned that earlier today. That's really good. The feel
Best
of
music
Halo
in all of games.
Oh yeah, I can't really argue that. I think it's iconic.
I should have said that. Best music in all of video games.
It's just so satisfying. Just like working. Oh, I can use this vehicle for this. Oh, I could do this. Oh, I'll force thing. It feels like you've got more freedom in Halo than I think you actually have. Sometimes it's like, oh, I could do this way, and it's like, no, it's funneling me this way. But I feel like I could get into a vehicle and make my way around.
It's more how you do it.
Yeah,
you could still do it your way. Yeah,
it's brilliant. The question I've got for you, my only critique of Halo is I've played all the games in the Halo universe. I prefer campaign over multiplayer generally. I have no idea what the actual story really is about. I find it really convoluted and confusing as to what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the story?
I like the story, but for me, I haven't played Halo 1 story since 2001, maybe 2002. So I couldn't tell you specifics, but I mean, it is about a war with the Covenant. You are...
The specific moment that rang to me, I can't remember which Halo it was when the brutes appeared.
That's new too.
And it was just like, what the heck is this? Where have they come from?
Yeah, the brutes are cool.
They are cool, but it's just like,
yeah.
What? What's this tree thing? What?
I think the best part of the story, maybe not for the very first game, but as it goes on, is the relationship between Chief and Cortana.
Yes,
I think that is the anchor of the story eventually, because Chief is weirdly not the human in the relationship. It is Cortana, an AI. She is the heart and soul of the franchise. She is the humanity to Chief's very stoic soldier that he is. And you just experience a war through them. I mean, then you have the Flood, which they have to fight the Flood, basically. The Flood's kind of taken over. I like the story. They're always just fun stories.
Definitely. The Flood's first arrival is amazing. When
yes,
you see that ship
with the helmet.
Really, really cool.
Cool.
I was going to say something about. What was I going with it? No, I've forgotten what it was. But it's a great game. I can't fault Halo.
My last point, and then we can move up, and we could go to Sims. If it wasn't for Halo, we wouldn't have Rooster Teeth either, and Red vs. Blue, which Red vs. Blue spawned an entire media company. And look how huge they are now. It's awesome to see them. We wouldn't have that. And speaking of Infinite, there's a ton of Easter eggs to Red versus Blue in Infinite. I don't know if you've kind of, they're very hidden, but like I think it's the AI color says lightish red, which is a famous joke for Red versus Blue.
Somebody's gonna die. I hope it's Griff.
I love Red versus Blue. And that any questions for you, Sims, for Halo? Do you have any critiques of Halo?
The only not really like that. It's going back to the anniversary thing. Like the Halo and Xbox just go hand in hand. Like they share a birthday. It was their baby, and it still is to this day. And I mean, I know over the 20 years it's been about, like it's had its ups and downs, but it's always got that history. And like I said, like you just said, like it spawned a company, and I mean, going playing it today, like myself, like genuinely enjoying it as well. Like you got to give it its due. Like it's one of the big boys. Like Halo, Mario. Do you know what I mean? You put them together, like they're king of the first person shooter, aren't they? I guess if you really want to say it that way. I mean, there's COD, but would there be a COD without Halo?
A great question. Probably not.
I've remembered what I was going to say.
Sure.
ODST's story I thought was really, really good. I like the not being quite as powered.
Through.
I really enjoyed that. That's been sort of an underpowered Spartan character. That was really cool.
The recruit. Technically, he was an ODST.
Yeah, he wasn't ODST. He wasn't a Spartan, no. But in terms of like, you're not got the chief power thing.
Yes.
And the other thing, I really enjoyed Five's story when you're pursuing him. I actually quite like that. I felt like I understood what I was doing, going for them.
Definitely a cool idea. It just didn't get there.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the moment-to-moment gameplay of it all. But yeah, sorry, that was what I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Sims, what game are you bringing?
I'm bringing the biggest competition to your motherfucking Halo, mate. I'm Gears of War.
I mean, simply.
Oh my
Gears
god!
Of War.
Gears of War. I'm gonna go Gears. I want to go Gears 1. I want to bring the franchise, but
you can't do that.
Shut up. No. Gears 2, because like they did Gears
Which one are you bringing?
Gears 2.
Pick
Gears
one
2.
and
Gears
do it.
of War 2. For me, this is all just like basic. This is my Gears of War 2 is your Halo with the boys. Do you know what I mean? This was me and my guys, like me and my friends, like best friends, and still talk to each other to this day. Like, they used to just come around to my house. Like, they bring their Xbox. I'd have another TV in the spare room, like big CRT TV, and this room's full of crap. But we've got two remotes, and like right in front of this TV, and I'm in the opposite room, and we're just playing some multiplayer all day. I remember when they dropped the DLC for they had like a couple of new maps, a story, like a little bit of a story where you were like had to dress up as the drones. You remember?
A little bit.
And yeah, they released like a couple of maps, and me and my mate, like, we were up at midnight, and it didn't drop till like 10 a.m. the next day. So we were like, go to sleep, get up there quick. I had to work a little shitty cleaning job, so I did that there quick, come back, got some munchies, and yeah, man, like just having a good time all the time on it. And then the story, like the story holds up. Like the big like over the top Marcus Phoenix, Dom, Coltrane, Dizzy, all the big boys, and they're all just jacked up, roided out their brains, chainsaw on the fucking gun, like everything like speaks to like Macho Man Steve. I'm like, yeah, like I to this day still not beaten in chainsaw dueling. Like I will smash that. I will break my controller before anyone on that online beat me on a duel. I'd get so pumped up, like, you can't beat. And by the time I've said that, he's dead, and I've just been shotted. But I was fucking buzzing. It's just a good time, man. The maps were good. Horde mode, like, you could say like the creator of Horde mode overdone there to like full. Like,
it was. I think right after that was ODST. But you can keep going.
Well, yeah, like
ODST
Horde,
did
like,
Firefight
mode,
right after that.
I remember my best friends, like, they played. I always got the same tendency. I can't keep playing a game all the time. So I remember like go to my friend's house where my other friend was at, and I'd walk into the room, they would just be smoking weed and drinking, and they'd be on like wave 49 for like 3 weeks because they just can't get through it. And they're like, and then I'd jump in with a controller, and they'd be planting the shields. What were the shields called? I forgot. Remember?
I don't remember the name.
But they were like the enemies. They were enemy shields.
That's when you could plant them into the ground.
And they'd just like they'd have all in a line, and then it all get hectic at like 49, like right at the end of wave 49, and they just can't do it. And then there's a fucking oh man, good times, man. Like it was just a Wingman Fridays. Me and Jay, Wingman Fridays. We buy a crate of bud, 20 deck of fags, 17-year-old Steve.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, sorry, mother. English terminology. But 20 decks, yeah, like, and we just have a good time. Like, we just have a great time. And for some reason, Wingman Fridays, Budweiser, 20 Lambert and Butler, we were the best wingman ever. Like, we all of a sudden, we thought we were esports material. Like, we were winning every game. We were just on it. Like, we were a team. Like, oh, man. Look how happy I am just talking about these memories. Gears of War, man. And then the story hits you hard, man. Like, real hard. For me, like, just, yeah. Like, I won't even talk about it. Like, I just think the multiplayer on its own is great. Like, and then it only got better and better. And 3, 4, and 5. Even 5's going to this day. Gears of War. Like, Gears of War. That's all I'm going to say. Just Gears
Round of the questions?
of War. Yeah, man. You asked me these questions.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I'm going to throw it to you as a question is, you're kind of thinking between, 1 and 2 or whatever. Like, why 2? Because if I were to start, if me personally bring Gears, I would have brought 1 because I think 1 changed the game. So I would have brought 1 first. But I think all 3 eventually should get in. I think they're all perfect, all 3. I mean, two is my least favorite of the trilogy, but I'm just curious why 2.
I think 2, they introduced the Horde mode. Online really started to pop off, and for me, it's just a personal thing. I always come into these like this museum with things from personal. I don't go because it's a great game. Like I brought in RuneScape once because it means a lot to me, and I think in a museum, like you walk into a real museum and there's artwork all over the place. It means a lot to that person. Do you know what I mean? They want to show off their memories and their triumph and their art, etc. So for me, I want a piece of me in this museum where it's like this represents like 16, 17-year-old Steve, best mates, just good memories like that will never be taken away from me. And his game is great. Anyway, it's a great game. It's a great game. Fantastic.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, I don't know. Just Gears of War 2. Like, I think I went back to Gears of War 1 after 2. Like, it was just, yeah, it was really good. I didn't like the krill. Is it the krill in number 1?
The krill.
Fucking bullshit, man. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I hate you, Sims. Just want to go on record. I hate you. Why? For making me don't make me make this decision between Halo and Gears of War 2. You could have struck with anything. You could have given me Kingdom Hearts or something, and I would have gone, that's all right then. It's easy. I can make my decision.
Yeah, he's not here.
What did you think? You've highlighted a heck of a lot. I adore the Gears of War games. Just to throw in an aside, I remember going to an event before Gears of War 1 came out. they were holding in Birmingham, where you got to try out the multiplayer, and you had to watch the Mad World video like before they let you do it. So I kept going like back in the queue and going playing it again and again and again. And I remember messing the system up because somebody was chainsawing someone and I chainsawed them, and they glitched. It's like really? They clearly haven't worked that out. And it's like, yeah, you broke it. It's like, yeah. It's like, how has nobody done this in any of the practice? It's like they're open. I'm gonna chainsaw them. But the horde mode, lost so many hours to horde mode. Playing that even with a team of 4 people, horde mode is amazing. And
my thing against the horde mode is I think 3 does it better.
I disagree.
Thinking about it now, like 3 does it so much better.
I disagree with that. I think they overcomplicated it. The more really? I think they got the first one, and it's like, okay, nice and simple. Use the weapons, put the shields down, defend. Then it got into something.
All that cool defensive stuff that you could do. I think that was so much.
It was good. I do like it a lot.
But I think it got better, and then they got worse with 4 and 5.
Yeah,
I classes and all that.
I was about to say 2 and 3 are very good. The one that is People Can Fly did. I can't think what it was.
Judgment.
That I didn't. That made that changes to Horde that should not have been made, in my opinion.
Friends at the time.
Well, it brought that Russian dude. He came back.
Yeah. The question to you is, what do you like narratively? You've mentioned about Dom, and I'm sorry if that makes you cry. About Dom's wife. What do you think of? Because Daniel made a very fair point in terms of the campaign 1 or 2 for you. You don't like the Krill, but in terms of like baddies, what do you think? Ram versus Scourge. Because to me, Ram pisses all over Scourge.
Ram is so cool. Ram is so cool. Spoilers: when he kills Kim at the very beginning of the game, are you kidding me? Awesome, so cool.
Yeah, Scourge just didn't hold up to me compared to Ram.
Honestly, pretty forgettable compared to Ram. Like, I don't even remember him.
I've been jumping over the place. The big long thing.
Just 2, man. Just 2. I like the way that Scourge looks.
I think he looks great. I think he was given bad service with the actual fight. Gears of War 2, my mate and I bought it at midnight when it came out. We went to a supermarket and bought it at midnight, and we'd pretty much beaten the campaign by about 5 in the morning.
That was something.
We came back and finished it off once we'd actually woken up again. We was like, shall we play a quick go? Like, we could do the next level. But that, it takes me out to a good time because me and my mate used to sit and we'd do it on Insane, like do the campaign on Insane, and it was so satisfying when you got it. Yeah, I remember beating. Yeah, and I'm not a hardcore guy, like really tough games, but even though it's most difficult game, if you do it with somebody else, it's doable with Gears of War, and it's so satisfying when you beat it. I can't think of a critique other than Scourge, really. And now but again, I hate you because you've making me decide between the Halo that started it all and Gears of War 2. Why couldn't Daniel have given me Halo 2? And then I could go, well, it is.
I'll bring it eventually. That's my favorite game of all time.
Halo 2 is amazing, but I could have gone with, but he didn't start it all, did it? Whereas he could have.
That's the only critique I could say. I didn't.
So I guess Connor says, "Shout out to Dizzy." I'm like,
shout out to Dizzy in his hat. Shout out to Dizzy. So let's go to voting. So what we'll do, I guess I'll do a countdown. I'll do it that way. You cannot vote for your own game. We'll do a 1, 2, or 3, I guess, and that'll be who you vote for.
No. So
you cannot vote for your own game. So we'll do you first. You're number 1 because you went first. Then I'm number 2, and then Sims is number 3.
What do we hold?
And you just hold up.
Hold up fingers, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just hold up fingers.
1, 2, 3.
And then let's see who wins. Does everybody have their vote?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1, vote.
I can't vote against
Connor's in the chat.
All right, we'll do it one more time. Let's see if somebody wants to change it. 3, 2, 1.
Why change it?
Okay.
We have to pick one.
Connor,
We have to pick a game.
if you're in the chat,
Connor is here. Connor, you are not here. You must pick the game for us, I guess.
Connor, where are you? I know he's
Connor,
listening.
game number 1,
Connor,
Symphony of the Night. Game
Connor
number 2,
votes.
Halo.
Connor votes.
Game number 3.
Connor votes. I vote.
Oh,
There we go. I want you to read it.
there he goes. All right, Connor, he did vote. He
Vote.
voted for Gears of War 2, and that is what's going in our Hall of Fame. I think this is, or our museum. This is, I think the very first game Sims has gotten in.
I want to thank my mum.
I was so sure I was going to vote for Halo.
I want to thank.
I couldn't see anything you could name that was going to knock Halo out, and then you came with Gears of War 2.
I've got Gears of War 2 for a reason, let me tell you.
I know. It crossed my mind to go with Gears of War earlier on.
If it was Halo 2, it would have won.
That is my favorite. That is my favorite game of all time. I just brought Halo because it is so important.
It is
the entire industry.
I feel terrible for not voting for Halo,
sure.
but I can't not vote against Gears of War 2. That's like
I'll get Halo. I'll get the Halo trilogy in eventually.
Do it. Yeah, it needs to be there.
And with that has been the Nerdic Gods podcast number 93. Thank you, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Can I just prep that we are going to do Nerdic Gods Wrestling? We have a logo. We have things that are happening. Sims has got me talking to Sam on who you will hopefully get to know soon, because I think he's going to be the co-host by the sound of it. I don't know if Sims is actually going to get involved or not, because he's going back and forth on it.
I will and I won't.
Yeah, come on, at least some of it.
Of course, yeah, definitely, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so that is going to happen. Also, I'm going to plug my own thing, because we're kicking this off again. The Critic Guys, that's going to be getting back underway again very, very soon. We've got some plans.
Where's that at?
At www.criticguys.com will get you to a breakdown of our podcasts, and the podcasts are on all good providers apart from we're currently not on iTunes. We used to be. I need to reactivate it.
Awesome. Anything else you want to shout out?
No, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Anytime. It's we have like 3 people that come like anytime. It's you, Tucker, and we got Nick. Just like
Nick. I was Roy.
He either goes by Nick or Roy.
Right.
I call him Nick. Comment, please. I'll get in there and talk. I know Sims will get in there and talk. Yeah, look us up on iTunes, Spotify. We're kind of everywhere. Pocket Cast. Yeah. And with that, bye everybody.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya.